Watch how you talking to me. Watch how you talking to me. Watch how you talking to me. Watch how you talk. Watch how you talking to me. Watch how you talking to me. Watch how you talking to me. Watch how you talk. Have you ever seen snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen a snowfall in the six? Fall in the six. Have you ever seen a snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen a snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen a snowfall in the six? Fall in the six. Have you ever seen a snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen a snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen a snowfall in the six? If I knew back then what I knew right now, I'd be on right now. I'm the nigga right now. I'm the nigga right now. Got your bitch right now. Since you want it right now, getting litty right now. Wanna text me right now. Outside right now. Please do not get in my face. You know that I'm riding the whip. I just needed my space. I drink it straight with no chase. Love when you making that face. Living out a suitcase. Annie, are you okay? I fuck you good the long way. Watch how you talking to me. 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 Have you ever seen a snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen a snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen a snowfall in the six?
She's a keeper, legs like Serena, strong like Xena, turn into a screamer. She's a dancer, money from Atlanta. She's a cancer, phone ring, no answer. I'm getting litty, mixed dirty with the fenna. My life a movie, I always got a camera. I'm at Cabana, she sucking my banana. Ooh, na na. If we never met, I'm there right now. Put a bullet in my head right now.
Yeah, I'm living off of moonlight, moonlight. Talking but you don't fight. About a new life. Even when I'm wrong, you know I'm still right. On another level, reach a new height. I used to hit the block just to know why. No, I can't bless you, but my gun might. Have you ever seen a snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen a snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen a snowfall in the six? Fall in the six. Have you ever seen a snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen a snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen a snowfall in the six? Fall in the six. Yeah, I'm living off of moonlight, moonlight. Have you ever seen a snowfall in the six? What I know right now, what I know right now, if I know right now, what I know right now, I be on 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 right now.
What up? I have somebody in every comment begging, begging me to do this. When are you gonna do it? You said you were gonna talk about why your opinion on Jujutsu Kaisen is higher than it was on your first read. All of my ass, bro. Let me just get this out the way. Cause originally I was gonna make something, but then I'm like, I don't wanna. Also, this channel, he said streaming on Wednesday. Damn. I mean, that's your day off, not mine. That's just I'm just, Wednesday's not my not stream day. That's your not stream day. My not stream day is the weekends. So, but we here. What's up, Simi? Say hi to the Emperor. He's in the chat. Actually, he's not. He's in the kitchen. He's in the he's in the chicken kitchen. In the chicken kitchen, making, cooking, whipping. So that's what he's doing. I won't lie. He had that stuck in my head for like a day. I liked it. I like the other one. The ding, 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 ding. Time is passing. Ding, 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 ding. That's my track. He's a chicken kitchen nigga, but I like the other one. But yeah. So let's do this. We'll put it on the archive channel, and then if anyone complains to them, I'm just gonna drop the link. I probably should have thought about how to organize this better and stuff, but it is what it is. But long story short, the first thing to say is I did not pay much attention the first time. I read this. I paid it. I did not pay attention, and I never actually finished the first or second season. We're not reading a chapter. We're talking about the series. I don't. Well, that's not true. I live reacted to like two chapters, but no, it's not live reaction. I would have put that in the title if it was. It would. I said I would talk about why my opinion on the series is a lot higher than my initial read, and I've been getting a lot of comments of people asking me, "Hey, when are you gonna make that video?" So I'm like, "All right, man. Let me just do this, get it out the way." Bro, you got so much game left. There's 17 chapters. We just finished 13. More Lin for you, bro. I just can't wait till you like. There's a certain thing that happens, and I just want you to. I want you to experience it so you know that I warned you that the twist of the series is very Professor Layton. It's not serious. Oh, the whole town was puppets the whole time. Oh, you didn't travel to the future. You went on an elevator and they recreated London. No, no, no. I just can't wait for you to see that because that's when it really lost me. You can't just say fuck gay gay. I'm a Nanami and Nobura fan, by the way. Oh dang. I should probably also say if you're an anime only, you should probably get out of here. But what's good? What's good? We got two simmies in the chat. Both of them. Yeah. So first things first. Yeah, I didn't pay attention the first time. I kind of like I read it, but I didn't absorb. Like I was reading, but I wasn't absorbing. Like aside from anything that caught my eye in particular and things that interested me on a high level. So like certain characters, Nanami, Todo, Toji, Mahito, Yuki. Nothing else really like mattered to me. I had a passing interest in Hikari. I always thought Sukuna, if done right, would work in the end. I don't think Sukuna sucks or anything. I just don't think he's interesting. I think Mahito is by far Jujutsu Kaisen's best antagonist. I don't think it's close, personally. I thought Kenjaku was gonna do something, but if he's out for real with the Tabaka and Yuta combination, um, that was a little disappointing, I'd say, all things considered. What's up, Archer? JJK ending next year, maybe manga wise. Oh, not impossible. Don't bother paying attention. Gege ain't using more than two brain cells anymore. Why do you say that, Snorlax? I like the idea of Yuki doing something, but she ain't really do ish for me to even care. Um, it more so like you guys know me. I'm a character person, right? So the most important thing to me, whether I'm reading, watching, or playing something, tends to be the characters. That's kind of not true for gaming. I'm just talking about storytelling and story. Like gaming, I care about gameplay more than anything. But you get what I mean. Like if I don't have a if I have a character I really like or I'm attached to, I'll sit through a lot. I tell you guys this all the time. I'm a Rumiko Takahashi stan. I like a lot of her works. Ranma One Half was the first um manga I ever collected, like every volume of 36. I like a lot of her stuff. Meizo Ikoku, the one with the alien with Lum. I never remember what it was called. Uritsai Yatsuda, whatever it's called. Mermaid Saga. There's a reincarnation one I never finished, but like I like a lot of her works. Inuyasha, I think, is one of probably her worst work. I don't think it's very good. If I'm being quite frank with you. I think it's pretty ass. But Shishomaru, they had Shishomaru, so I was locked in. I was sitting through 100 chapters of something I don't care about for those 13 Shishomaru chapters. That's how I am. So unfortunately, with this series, it just it was just one of those things where it was like on every character that I like was dead, pretty much once Shibuya ended. So I completely lost interest and I didn't read it for a long time until someone told me Hikari was there. I'm like, oh, that's the guy that I thought would be interesting. So I came back. I don't like dislike Hikari, but he wasn't. It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to keep me interested. So I kind of just I left again. But I'm caught up right now, all things considered. The whole comedy duo chapter was straight miss in your opinion. I'll work my way around to that. I don't think Sukuna is particularly interesting. I just think he's raw. That's kind of how I feel about him. Yeah, like he's raw. He oozes power. He's the strongest sorcerer and curse of all time. But he doesn't move me. Doesn't move the needle for me. Mojito moved the needle for me. And honestly, I don't think it's happened enough. Or at the very least, I don't think I've experienced this enough times in storytelling to say it's a trope, but I really like when I see the bad guys grow the way you would usually see the good guys grow in terms of mentality, strength, creativity, and power and all those stuff. So watching Mojito being a freshly new curse about, humanity, going against Nanami, and then going against other sorcerers, and then this final fight and with Yuji, and how that went. And then by then, well, he had his domain expansion when they tag teamed him after they killed that guy. I can't remember his name. I think he's a loser. I didn't Junpei. I didn't care about him, honestly. The guy who with the jellyfish Shikigami, and then Mojito bodied him in front of Yuji. Like, I don't know. Like, I like that. I actually would throw Garo from One Punch Man in that category, because obviously Saitama is kind of the peak of the verse. Seeing Garo learn, fight, break his limiters, and get stronger, I enjoy seeing that from the antagonist perspective. I always like the journey. Usually they're like the big bad boss and they sit in the chair waiting for you to level up to get to them, but seeing them level up is also, in my opinion, very fun. I mean, I like the ideals and her thoughts on fixing the Jutsu source society and stuff, but I feel like she came close to nowhere doing anything in the series. But she left the book for Yuji to read and just fought once. That's fair. Mahito characterization is what I wanted for Hisoka. Not related, but they kind of remind me of each other. Um, I suppose there's overlap. They don't remind me of each other, but I suppose there's some overlap there, so I kind of get it. But yeah, so I rewatched it with a friend, and sometimes rewatching something after you read it helped to stick in your craw a bit more. I didn't know the animation was really went nuts like that. I actually think the last I hadn't even gotten up to the Hanami fight with Toto and Yuji versus the tree dude. You look like a tree, but you don't act like a tree. I think it's Hanami, one of the disaster curses. I think I'm thinking the right person, Hanami, right? You can put the seeds in you, and if you use curse energy, the seeds will like kill you. Something the weird looking white one with the branch in the eye. That's what I'm talking about. Um, I never got any further than that. So I'm not caught up to the anime right now. I think I'm probably like 3 or 2 episodes behind, but they did a lot of good stuff. I like the way when they jumped Mojito. I like the Toji stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you, Mojito screaming back at Yuji that I could hear you after after bodying Nanami. Rest in peace to a real one. You see them on my screen. That was good. That was good. So yeah, what's my favorite JoJo part, by the way? I feel like this answer is always different when I think about it. But favorite is Stone Ocean, probably 1A, then Battle Tendency 1B. That doesn't necessarily think that doesn't necessarily mean I think it's the best parts of JoJo, but those are my favorite because I like Jolene and Joseph are my favorite leads. So those are my guys. Gege's not showing Sukuna's past feel like a huge miss to flesh out his character. Well, how are you so certain he won't show it later on or when it's time? I have beef with Kenjaku. Geto was one of my favorite characters when he got snatched by the curse, to the curse of back shots, who doesn't move me the slightest. I thought Kenjaku was like, again, we'll have to see what happens with him. I thought he was gonna be interesting because I just felt like him and Sukuna were completely not aligned, and if, at some point they'd have to face each other. And I was wondering if Kenjaku, I'm sorry. First of all, I don't know who Genjaku is. I messed up. Grip Jaku. Grip Jaku. I was just wondering with this whole merge humanity with Tengen or whatever, like that's the best I can tell you. Like he had intrigue there, but other than that, I don't know. But okay, Yuki I like because A, she looked good. There's not a lot of good looking women in this series. I'm gonna be let's be honest. There's not many. I think I liked Mei Ui at one point, but then I don't know. I just ended up liking Yuki more. I like Yuki's introduction. Yuki ties into one of my favorite characters, Toto. What type of girl do you like? Type beat. Her conversation with Geto, not Geto, I thought was a good scene, and I thought she had a good showing against Grip Jaku when they fought. She ripped through his hand with one punch really easily. I like her technique, the black hole that could have bodied him if he didn't literally have like an anti gravity, whatever it was that he had from Yuji's mom. Like all things considered, I thought it was a good show. Like she did kind of come and go, but like she's not that important. Like you could just say I have a top four, but I liked Yuki. She was at least she was eye candy. There's no good looking girls in this series that are alive. Do not tell me Maki. Maki is hideous. Grip Jaku for anything else is funny. He's kind of funny. Anime does heavy lifting for the female cast visually. Absolutely. How do you feel about the Tabaka comedian and his abilities? Okay, he was one of the created sorcerers that Kenjaku did brain manipulation on, like Higuruma and stuff like that. You see what I say? Like I didn't pay attention. I did not know Kenjaku did all of that the first time I read it. I promised you when the culling game started and I was reading that, I read none of the rules. I did not care. The only thing I'll say, there's one ability I still didn't care to read. You know Hikari's partner? The like girl, like the star. I don't care. I'm not reading that. I'm not reading that. I don't care. I liked it. I liked it. Miwa. I don't know who Miwa is. Blue hair girl with the shadow style. Is that Miwa? I don't care about her. Just Mei Mei and Yuki for me, I'd say. The only other character I actually kind of really liked that I thought was interesting was Mekamaru. I didn't mind him. Thought he was interesting. Thought things considered. All right. Okay, fair. So yeah. So talking about what's going on right now. So I feel like Jujutsu Kaisen's community is very interesting as an outsider looking in. Okay, yeah. So I'm thinking the right person. So I think that yeah. As I'm looking in, this community is interesting because I kind of just observe from the outside. I'm not really involved, so I don't really care, or get emotional, or have any real reactions. But it's interesting. I argue that this series has the One Piece problem. Now, mind you, Jujutsu Kaisen, in a lot of the ways, I would say is a true battle shonen. What does that mean? I mean, they really be throwing hands in this series. They call it Jump Kaisen. People be getting jump. Like the way that I think that JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is a true battle shonen. Keep that in mind. I'll circle back to that. One Piece, in a lot of ways, yeah, they fight. It's disingenuous to say that it's not a battle shonen. You could say yes, also an adventure, this and that, and blah blah blah. And most conflicts are settled by fighting, but you beat One Piece fights, they're not that lit. Let's just be honest. Like I don't care how much you like One Piece. Let's just be honest comparatively. Oda's best fights are incredible, but often than not, he's not putting his best foot forward. Like he's not doing what he's doing with Zoro versus Das Bones or Rob Lucci versus Luffy. He's not put his best foot forward most of the time. Let's be honest. Okay, I think that community, all they talk about is fights, power scaling, high diff, low diff, mid diff, or like, what if, like all they do is talk about the combat and the battles. But I think in this series, it probably makes a little bit more sense, but it's all they talk about. At least in my neck of the woods, from what I can see, all they do is talk about the combat. Also, Maki's raw, leave her alone. No, she's not the second coming of Toji. She's inferior. She's ugly. She's not. I don't know. She don't move me at all. But I think her and her sister are kind of bozos. But I understand it more now that I reread it, and I get she's supposed to be the second coming of Toji, but she is not him. Miwa sucked, then took herself out the game by vowing not to swing a sword again. I remember reading that. Maki boneless Toji, no personality. She also doesn't have his ruthlessness and his level of preparation and cautiousness and knowledge of curses and the Zenin and whatnot. And like she would never do that to Gojo. Like that's a crazy feat. I didn't really think about it. Gojo's failure there to protect Tengen and the Star Plasma vessel and Toji getting the body is a major reason for so many things that are happening right now. So give Toji his respect. If you got so yeah, just so you know, my favorite character is Nanami, Todo, Toji, Mahito, then I'd probably go with Yuki. If not, Mekamaru, I guess. I actually don't mind him. I thought he was interesting. I like that he was the opposite from like a heavenly restriction point where like he had no physical abilities because he was born effed up and in pain, but his cursed energy output or whatever, or I can't remember if his output or his reserve was humongous that he could charge that big robot. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. And then Toji and I guess Maki, they got no curse energy, but they basically trade that to be physical monsters. I only remember her for getting her shit kicked during the exams. And that now, if you have heavenly restriction, you rob by default, no one topping the deadbeat of the Zenny clan. I feel that. I feel that. Okay, so sorry. So to not let's get into it. I really like the comedian thing. I do. I like it a lot. It's not necessarily that I like his ability or I think like it's cool or it's funny or whatever. I like when battle shonens are not afraid to have unconventional um combat scenarios where might doesn't necessarily make right. And I think this is one of the biggest strengths that JoJo's Bizarre Adventure has. Yes, most battles and stand battles are, a little bit of cerebral horsepower, figuring out their ability. Hold on, punch the wall, get a fucking pipe, throw it at somebody. Like they are throwing hands. They fight in JoJo. But also, sometimes they gamble for your soul, or they play a fucking that's a baseball, a racing game for your soul. Jesus Christ. Um, Rohan played rock, paper, scissors with a child to not lose his stand. Like I think those breaks and those unconventional battles actually add a additive layer of interest and intrigue to the series, especially when you have an intricate power system. It should be used in more interesting ways like this. I just think because most people are accustomed to punch kick, energy beam, red, blue, purple, blue, whatever, you're disappointed because you're kind of used to it, but you're not seeing the brilliance and the versatility of the writing there. I actually really like that Grip Jaku's kind of 1,000 years of body swapping was kind of useless here, unless he could figure out how to make him unconfident or I can't remember the win condition for was to be comedian, but I like the idea of that ability. Same thing with Sukuna right now. No one here is strong enough to beat him straight up, so they're trying to find a way to circumvent that. What if we put him on trial and Higuruma Shikigami says death penalty, executioner blade, one hit KO? That's dope. I think people are completely missing how dope that is. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe something I'm missing because I'm not plugged into the community like that, but I like it. This this is the most interesting thing that I think that's happened in a long time. Probably since Hikari fighting what's the smoke demon's name from the thing era? The lightning dude. Kashimo? That fight was dope. I like that fight a lot. But other than that, like even I'm not gonna lie to you, even Utah's fight against Granite Blast, Rio, and the Sky Bitch and the Crocoroach, I didn't care about that. I'm not a Utah guy, but that didn't move me like that. It was cool, triple domain, blah blah. But it didn't move me. Like, I think this is very interesting. I cannot wait to see this nigga on trial on some Ace Attorney shit. Like, did you kill them niggas in Shibuya? It wasn't me. So yeah, I'm not comparing it. I'm making the point that oh man. Anyways, shout out to the best two characters on in screen. Yes, part five is my least favorite part, but it gave me my favorite character, Bruno. Bruno Bucciarati is awesome. Part five is my least favorite part comparatively, but Narancia, Ariel Smith, Bruno Bucciarati, and Sticky Fingers are definitely two big takeaways on whatnot. I like Doppio. I like all of that. I like all of that. So yeah. Um, Definitely not my Utah. The core stuff I found interesting along with JoJo's gambling scenes. The comedy just didn't land on the Grip Jaku end. Oh, I mean, I don't know if it's supposed to be funny because isn't Tabata like a failed comedian? So I don't know if we are supposed to literally laugh. Like I wasn't laughing, more so that I was like, this is just a fucked up ability to have to deal with. It's and I feel like the more jujutsu sorcery knowledge you have, the more an ability like this will throw you for a loop. The same way I always give you the Pokemon example. You throw out a Charizard. Sorry, I throw out a Charizard. You throw out a Blastoise, and you think, based on his team composition, he's probably gonna switch, use U-turn, or do this, blah blah blah. And it's like, no, I'm an ape. I'm clicking Fire Blast. I don't give a fuck if you're a water turtle. Fire Blast is getting clicked because I'm an idiot, and all of your knowledge has just failed you because I'm a dumbass. So that's kind of how I see the scenario there. I think people dislike abilities like that because it takes away from the actual hand to hand combat aspect. Fair. I think I like Yuta less than Yuji low key. I'm not a fan of either. Nobora was my favorite of the three. Of Megumi, Yuji, and Nobara, but I guess she's dead. I guess she's really dead. I thought she was gonna come back. I didn't think she really died, but I guess it's been long enough. She's probably really packed up, eh? Can Jaku leaving the story like that is disappointing to me? I think that's the thing that's bothering people, but he did say, I'm gonna pass on my will or something. Like it's not over yet. So until we jump back to see what he means after he got decapitated, it could be interesting. I think you're just jumping. I think you could be jumping the gun just a little bit. So I would just say exercise a little bit of patience there. But I could see that. But I could also see like the me. But with me, I have an opposite perspective a little bit from the standpoint of wouldn't it be pathetic and a little bit poetic that the man who was swapping bodies for 1,000 years got taken out by a jujutsu sorcerer he created that was one for like two weeks, if even. And the one kid he said is not a problem, which is Utah coming back to bite him in the ass. I think that that thread is there. That comes full circle. Personally, I'm not a problem. I don't have a problem with it. But again, I'm not a Grip Jaku stand, so maybe I don't have the emotional investment. Nobara was my favorite of the trio. Same. I think Yuji and Megumi are both of those. I think Megumi stinks. I don't like the fact it's the Ten Shadows Maharaga shit is what's carrying him, but I think he's so lame and uninteresting. Yuji, at the very least, I think has a little bit of intrigue. But Megumi, I also thought was easily the most boring character out of that trio. I think Kenjaku has come back in a different body. That's possible. Yuji's a flavorless character. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Gege thought we was going to laugh, in my opinion. Okay, fair. I brought up Tabata Cut's power because it's broken. It low key influenced his thoughts as each gig Joker spoof went on. He can beat anyone provided he's unaware. Yeah, and again, that's kind of like hilarious in its own right. It's the idiot who doesn't even know his own ability is the one who might be the most difficult to deal with. Granted, for whatever reason, I think Sukuna would have a better showcase against him. That's my belief. I could be wrong, but yeah, I don't have a problem with Tabata using the comedian in conjunction with Yuta getting the sneak on him to decapitate him. I think that's made the story a lot more interesting. I wish Jujutsu Kaisen had more things like that. I really liked when Yuji was on trial. And now that Sukuna's on trial, I'm interested. I wish I had more battles like this. And again, it's not about me comparing JoJo's Bizarre Adventure to Jujutsu Kaisen. The only point that I wanted to make, the only connection I wanted to make was the fact that if you could consider both of these very very literal battle shonens, and JoJo also has the balls, the wherewithal, and the ability to take a break from the punching ghosts and the stand battles to see two people do rock paper scissors, to gamble, to play video games. Um, there's been all types of wacky stuff. Like, not I don't want to super spoil this because I guess not a lot of people are JoJolion, but the rhinoceros beetle fight in JoJolion in Part 8 is one of my favorite all-time stand battles. These guys were both secretly trying to use a stand, have their rhinoceros beetles fight so they can win, so they can both advance their agenda. Like that shit's interesting. I don't always want to see a nigga get punched through 45 buildings. That's not always that fun or creative to me. It's cool, and he gets creative with his fights here and there, but sometimes I want to break. Like, yo, my ability is this, so we're not fighting. It's gonna be, yo, can you use your fucking brain or something of the sort? I like that shit. I wish more series did that. In my honest opinion. What's up? I'm back. Let's talk. Discuss Rio Shonen. What's up? Megami is an absolute loser. He has the most L's in the series just to get body snatched by Sukuna. That's just not my man. So I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad at this. He's not my man's. Maybe the jokes are funny. Some are lost on us because of the cultural differences, missed punch and translation, and just not showing the references. There's that too. You have to translate it. What's up, Satsuki? My brother. What's going on, man? There's that too. That's one of the unfortunate things where like, I remember people used to complain a lot about like Vegito or like Gogeta or something like that. But I'm like that name combination makes more sense in Japanese. Sometimes you have to remember that. Like you might have to translate so it should shit makes sense to us, but things are usually lost in translation. You know what series suffers from this a lot, which is why I was also happy to read Baki Suki versions with translated notes and whatnot. Nishio Ishin has such a deep knowledge and he's a genius at the Japanese language. So when we get shit like Monogatari and Medaka Box translated, you're losing so much in translation because some of those phrases and words, idioms, whatever, is just Japanese shit. that can't really be translated to English because there's words they have that we don't have, like karoshi, death by overworking. There is no word that you go like, bababui. That means no. You would say he died because he overworked himself. You'd have to say a whole sentence. There's no word for it. So keep that in mind. I first gotta ask, what's your opinion on gay killing characters? Killing characters to me. Sorry, hold on. Give me 1 second. First, gotta ask, what's your opinion on Gege killing characters? To me, the story explained in 3 chapters that sorcerers die early. There's a lot of discourse on Twitter about this topic. Many anime owners saying they're dropping after the Nobara death. I have seen the anime only discourse. Anime viewers, I think, are a little bit more emotional because they hear the voices, they see them animated, they hear the music. So deaths and whatnot affect them more, and they're a little and like the amount of time it takes you to read 1 chapter is not the same amount of time it takes to sit through 1 episode. I mean, if it takes you 22 minutes to read through a Shonen Jump chapter, you might be an idiot or you're rereading it. I guess so that makes sense to me. I understand that and I feel it, but yes, I think they're wrong, and maybe they didn't pay attention to some of the things earlier in the series and that. It is a thankless job where you will probably die a meaningless early death and then just get replaced by somebody else in the next generation. That's kind of how it's always been and seemed to me at the very least. So I think also most Shonen Jump fans and anime watchers are not accustomed to seeing main characters drop like that. Because even think of something like Attack on Titan. Armin, Masaka, Eren, you could argue that's the trio. None of them really dropped off, even though bodies were dropping left, right, and center like crazy. There's usually an untouchable core, right? Noboro's not untouchable. Yuji is going through it. And then soon the anime owners will learn that Megami about to get his body snatched up, right? So I think it's also an element of they're not accustomed to this. Now I think it's the exception, not the rule, but I've seen this happen in a couple other shonens and a lot of comics and stories that I read. No one is safe. I think I've told you guys I did 3 stories in particular where even the main character had died. Um, one of them was a different thing where it was like it was I don't say it was a bait and switch, but we followed the father and he suffered and died a tragic death, and then his son took up his mantle. I read a story with a false chosen one. I read a story where I followed a clone of the actual main character until he came in the story later and then replaced him, but he was nothing like the clone. And thus their relationship with the rest of the cast was testy. So I've seen this shit done before. I don't think anime onlys are used to that, if that makes sense. So that's my answer to your question. One of my favorite stands was Vitamin C in part 7, just melting everything indoors. Vitamin C's part 8. Part 8, right? That's part 8. You're talking about the rock nigga. I have to make sure I'm right. Vitamin C. Jojolion. Yeah, yeah. Vitamin C's is Tamaki Damo. Yeah, the rock nigga. Yeah, part 8. Part 8. Oh, JJK stream on late though. What's up? Yeah, I'm doing the stream I promised weeks ago. I said I'll talk about why my opinion of Jujutsu Kaisen is a lot higher than the first time when I read it. So yeah. Armin should have died in your opinion. That's fair. But my point is that he didn't. Same night as my argument, the dialogue and the story explained very early that the job of sorcerer is not something you really want. Some people, you have to know this too, and I'm like this in some scenarios. Like I would always tell you that, but like just because something makes sense and was explained doesn't mean that the viewer, the watcher, the gamer is going to like or accept that. Like I think, and I do think you could over. I think you could overdo it. I think you could overdo it if you kill characters off really willy nilly. At least with me, I refuse to get attached to anybody. That happened to me in Attack on Titan. I don't know if you guys remember Agamiga Kill. Agamiga Kill, I stopped liking people. I said I don't like anybody because everyone could get it. So there's that too. Joseph got killed at the end of part 1 and got his body snatched. Jonathan, Jonathan Joestar. Joseph was the JoJo who lived the longest. He lived into his 90s. Bleach fans threatened Kubo and burned books when Byakuya died in the first invasion when 1,000 Blood War was weakened weekly, and now he's alive and powered up. Yes, it's true. That I remember that. I remember being very sad as well because Gin had died 2 arcs earlier to Aizen, and Gin and Byakuya were my favorite characters. Now I don't have a problem with Byakuya living solely because I do think the scene with Rukia and her Bankai was a full circle moment of their relationship. And I think it's a very powerful moment. But the truth is he didn't have much to do in the 1,000 Year Blood War. But hey, my guy lived. That's my captain. Senbon Zakuda, the fucking goat. Suck my dick. 10 out of 10 IGN. Yeah, part 8. I'm not necessarily mad that Nabora died. It was how it was done. And when it was done, yeah, I hear you. I think the problem is that the main characters are dropping without emotional send off, which makes it feel cheap. Prime example is Gojo. Are you gonna leave the VOD up for a bit after the stream? Probably miss a bit. Oh, I don't the only VODs that I lock and I almost said disarm. Disable. What the fuck is the word they have on here? Unpublish is the Tower of God and Kubera ones. Everything else I leave. I also upload it to my archive channel, so it'll be on YouTube as well. So yes, right after this, it'll be on YouTube. Agami got killed. Anime just said fuck it, right? It just killed everybody. Okay, but shout out to Wave. Shout out to Wave and I was her name Kuromi. Shout out to them. Popping pills. You think Kenny is done? Who are you talking about hurting as well? I think he either has one last he might be done, but there's one last devious act he could do, or I think he gonna snatch a body. That's what I think. Okay, let's talk about not necessarily Matt and Nabora died, of just how it was done, and talking about someone said something about emotional payoff. Where is it? The main character is dropping without emotional send off to them feels cheap. Prime time to let's Gojo. Okay, this is a hot take. This is one of those things where I'm willing to go on a limb. This is a hot take. I think a lot of stories are more interesting if sometimes when a character just dies. There's no grandiose heroic last stand. There's no deep emotional backstory and flashback before they die, just in the heat of battle, like it happens in real life. Sometimes niggas just die, b, and the day moves on. I think The Wire is a show that captures that really really well. I remember spoilers for The Wire 5th season. Plug your ears for like 10 seconds. I remember when one of the series' most beloved characters passed away. He was a stick up man. He died from a kid in a convenience store just haphazardly when he was on the warpath going crazy, right? The news didn't bother putting him in there because there's another dead nigga in Baltimore. There was no grandiose final send off. Ah, you motherfuckers. Ah. He just died just like that. And I think that's realistic. And I think sometimes you need that. I get it sometimes when a character's status and what they do and how magnanimous they are and what they mean to the series. If they're gonna go, you want that impactful send off. But sometimes I think it hits harder when they just drop and they're gone, just like that. I almost argue Byakudan died like that a little bit in Reborn. Suda did not care about that shit. Ikebana, he's like, I was bored, you know what I'm saying? Blah blah. And Suda's like, fuck that, burn. He's like, I guess not, and he just kind of died. It wasn't this. Oh, you could argue with the uni, and in the present time in the Akobadeno War, the Curse of the Rainbow, he got a little more characterization, but I kind of like that sometimes. Another situation like that I would say is in Nisei Monogatari with Kaiki Deshu, with the way it was building up, with how he fucked around with um his sister with the bee curse, and then learning that Hitagi's family, the catalyst for her family getting ruined was all Kaiki. You have this build up, this crescendo. It's like Koyomi versus Kaiki. And Kaiki's like, I am a grown ass man. I am not about to throw hands with teenagers. I made my bread. I'm out. And then I was like, huh? Wait, where's my emotional payoff for this crescendoing? Like, what the fuck? But I'm like, no. That's very in line with his character. It makes complete sense. And I actually think subverting my expectations there did more for Monogatari than it did to take away from it. Cause like I'm not fighting fucking teenagers, bro. I'm a grown ass man. I made my bread. I'm going home. And he just cut. And I was like, I couldn't believe it. My mind was blown like 11 years ago when I first experienced that shit. So again, I'm not telling you how to feel about it. I'm not saying I'm right or wrong. I'm just saying I think there's sometimes there's value in characters going out that way. But I do think people are missing the symbolism of Kenjaku having 1,000 years of jujutsu sorcery, losing in a way to one he created for the culling game, and Yuta, who he said is not a threat, is the person who cut his head off. I don't think people are putting all of those pieces together. Maybe I'm wrong. All right. Oh, true, you're right. You do only deactivate Tsuji Kubera. I'm dumb. You're not dumb. It's okay. Kubo bringing back Becky because the prime pressure is the biggest Mandela effect. I feel that. Yeah, I won though. People got to understand the reason why students are not crying for Gojo death is because they were experiencing if he loses the whole world is at stake, so they don't have time to be sad. They'll be sad after the fact. It's like war. Like you have to move on, leave your body, your boy in the trenches. You could cry later. What's your current opinion of Kenny Sukuna? Are you moved by either of them? I think Kenny had more personal intrigue to me. Like I thought he was a little more interesting on paper. Sukuna is raw. He's very raw and he's powerful, but like that's all I really got with him. Like he's never moved me beyond that. I'll tell you this. I do get a kick at how much lack of respect he has for Yuji. He'll be like, "Oh, Maki, not bad," and then Yuji says something like, "You're so fucking useless." I'm like, well, "Yo, he just does not like Yuji. He hates that nigga." It's so fucking funny. That's the best I can do for you. Mahito has and always will be, in my opinion, the best villain in Jujutsu Kaisen. Mahito was amazing. I loved him. I'm so mad he's gone. Some people were speculating that Mahito will be the one that inherited Kenjaku's will. I don't know if that's true though. Yes, Kaiki to go, bro. That's a goat con man. Real maturity is growing up and learning that the best character in Monogatari was Kaiki Deshu the whole time. Shout out to the cult club. Shout out to Meme, Kaiki. Shout out to Guyan. He's who am I forgetting? I'm forgetting one. I'm forgetting somebody. Oh, Tadori, fucking origami nigga. My entire body was shaking when that leaker panel dropped the same day on my birthday. Which one? The one of thing being cut in half. Okay, but can we agree that Yuta returns next chapter with stitches on his forehead is trash, right? That would be crazy. Again, I don't know if it's trash. I would have to see what actually happened, but I would definitely be like, "Oh wow, what's up, Akuma manga?" I actually believe Kaiki got in that one scene. Oh, when the kids jumped him, that was good. That I mean, he deserved it for what he did. But when he came back with the beard and he speed blitz Kambaru, Niku. I said, look at my guy. Look at the speed. Y'all didn't know you had these physical feats. You thought he was weak. You thought he was caring about money. Yo, he's a go. He's a go. Don't worry, that's not happening. Yuta's too smart to let it happen. Yes, sir. Mojito, we'll see. I think Mojito coming back. Do you think Noboro still can come back? I think if Noboro was gonna come back, I mean, maybe I missed something, but if she was gonna come back, I think there should have been some type of clue or hint to it. Because I feel like if she comes back now, it might be a bit of a Deus ex machina. But maybe there's something that was there that I missed. Him saying, "I healed her." The possibility of her being dead is not zero. It's like not zero, but don't get your hopes up. It's not enough. I think he's waited too long at this point. Like I think for me personally, it would be jarring if he came back. Mojito, I'm not sure how Ghetto's curse, whatever thing, and I think he did something to make the culling game. So I don't know if he actually already used Mojito. And Mojito is actually like not revivable. So we'll have to see if that makes sense. But he's the one that I could see coming back, maybe making more sense. But if he comes back, I hope they don't ruin him. Because I do think sometimes if you keep a great villain around too long, you can kind of undermine their importance. I would argue Frieza suffered from this in Dragon Ball with Super continuing. I don't care about that Black Frieza shit. That's not moving me. Um, he kind of got ruined. I think even actually I won't even say before that because he came back with Cell and stuff, and it's like let those guys just rest when it's said and done. Like Resurrection of F didn't do anything to make me like Frieza anymore. Like okay, he's stronger now. He ball like a Laker. But like I, it didn't move me. It didn't move me. Um, And then him saying, "I want the Dragon Balls to be 5 centimeters taller." I said, "You have multiple forms where you're big as hell. Shut the fuck up. This is the stupidest shit I have ever fucking seen. What happened to immortality? Like that stuff didn't particularly move me." So yeah, we'll see. Speed Blitz by my goat like that. He's a real one. Yes, sir. Shout out to Kanburu though. Imagine Sakuya do the slashes that killed Kashimo. Then you hear the clap. That's my boy Toto. Like Toto's not dead. He lost his arm, but I was hoping that someone could revive it or, well, I think if I remember correctly, it's because he took damage to his soul too. That maybe he can't use a curse technique, but he would have to be training like crazy though, because he's not at the level to compete with these guys at current. But I really miss Boogie Woogie. I miss him. I really do. That was my guy, bro. I still don't understand what happened to Toto. That was enough for me to bring her back. LMAO. Okay, fair enough. But he took a definitely come back at Kenjaku States and get to his body. Toriyama just be bullying. Toriyama did it didn't write it, it ain't canon. Alright, fair enough. Toto may as well be dead now. Toto needs a mechanical arm. Braga watched JJK season 2. His favorite character is Toji, and he didn't expect Nanami to die. He got emotional a bit. He still got a ways to go. Mada mada dane. Um, that's crazy how everyone came around on Toji. I remember when I was like the only person who liked Toji a lot. They're like, he's a fucking curseless bum. Who cares? He died in the past. I was like, but Toji was my third favorite character. It's kind of funny though. Everyone I like is dead or useless, right? So Nanami dead. Toto, no curse technique. I guess soul damage from Mahito, possibly. Because I feel like he should be able to clap still, like. Cause like clapping your hands, clap your butt cheeks. I don't care what you gotta clap, bro. Clap your chest. I don't know, man. I don't know. Because I really think that if him, Nanami, there's actually someone else I'm forgetting. I would have been very excited to see them at the pinnacle of Jujutsu Sorcery with a domain expansion. Who am I forgetting? There's someone else I want to see them have a domain. I can't remember who I'm thinking of. Who never got there? Fuck, it's not coming to me. But I would have liked to see that. Toji died in the past. Mahito got eaten by Getu, by Grip Jaku, and was used to like make the calling game or whatever. So like I kind of lost him on, and Yuki's dead too. So like that's why my interest dipped. But again, I thought I thought Kashimo would have put up a better fight for sure. But I guess the statement Akutami wanted to make is that the second to Sukuna is only Gojo. You are not in the same ballpark. But then again, maybe you're under the impression that Megumi Kuna is not nearly as strong as Sukuna with his reincarnated six eyes? 4 eyes and 4 arms on his Goro shit. So yeah. I think Toto's gonna join the battle. It's gonna be when someone's in danger and he's gonna make a big entrance. I would like that. Did you speak on the Higuruma trial, domain expansion, Phoenix, right? A little bit, but I'll circle back to it. Ash cheek, curse energy. I actually like that Free doesn't want immortality anymore. That's okay, but him not wanting immortality wasn't necessarily the issue. It's just like, what the fuck is this? I want to be 5 centimeters taller. Miss me with that shit. Ash cheek clapping, it's crazy. Toto clapping his cheeks, Natoro praying with one hand. That's what I'm saying. You gotta watch Broken Ronin. He does this potential series with the characters who died and what the potential would be if they want Anatomy. I mean, maybe I'll watch the Anatomy one. Send that to me. I'll be honest. As much as my opinion of JJK is a lot higher, and I've been enjoying the anime and whatnot, it's not a series that I'm in love with. You guys love this series way more than I do. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not saying this is a better series, but I enjoy Kimetsu no Yaiba more than I enjoy Jujutsu Kaisen. When I'm thinking of the kind of like more newer neo shonen that have all gotten big, Chainsaw Man, Undead Unluck, JJK, Yaiba, The Promised Neverland, and whatnot. I would somewhat throw My Hero. How far is My Hero in? Like 400 chapters? Like my favorite out of these, the ones that I named are My Hero and Yaiba. I'm not saying they're better or worse. Make that choice and decision for yourself. But again, because my favorite characters are not in it, I care even less. So it's hard for me to like. I don't seek out JJK content because I'm not that interested in the series. But mind you, I don't really watch any anime content if that makes sense. So, um, Yeah, but yeah, I really do think that if it's not that Mahito damaged his soul somehow that fucked up his ability, Toto should be able to have a metal arm, clap his ass, clap his cheek. If it is only hand clapping, it'd be sick if he got good enough to use other people's hand. He did with Mahito, and then he said my curse technique is done with, blah blah blah. But anyways, yeah. Um, Gege had characters say many times reverse curse technique can't heal Mahito soul manipulation. Oh, that's true. That is true. Uh, Now my guy Kashimo stocks crashed apart from Yuji, Yuta, and Megami Copium. I need Maki to cook. It's it's because he. So if I remember correctly, right, the Heian era is the pinnacle of Jujutsu sorcery, which Sukuna dominated as the king of curse and best Jujutsu sorcerer. So in a lot of ways, you could say that's the best era, and he was the best in that era. Therefore, he's the strongest. You Gojo was the strongest of the modern era, like currently, and then Kashima was the strongest of the Edo era. And if it's a curse technique with a binding battle that you can only kind of use it once, you would think its power or what it can do would be exponential. So I was like, ain't no way he went out in like two chapters like this. I'm like, yo, Hikari, you should have just killed that nigga. He's not a serious man, but it is what it is. It's only 14 minutes, maybe a reaction. You sent it on Twitter. You can't. Oh yeah, you can't send these in chat. You can't send them in chat. But I'll give it a watch. You want me to watch it here? Yaiba and Chainsaw Man for me. I don't really like Chainsaw Man. I'd have to get further in it, but it was hard for me to get into. I just didn't like. I just don't like the vibe, the energy, the vibe, the concept. I hate Denji. I don't really like bozo, loser, simp, whatever fuck ass niggas who are like horny. Like they make me sick, and it feels like a product of like contemporary onlineism. So like it's hard for me. But but yeah, yeah. Kashimo Edo. Honestly, Giga did him dirty. He should have fought against two arm Sukuna. He would have cooked. Hey, and Sukuna was above his pay grade. Fair enough. I'll end the stream with watching the video. If I remember, remind me when I want to finish. I'll end the stream with that. Don't bother with Chainsaw Man. I mean, I said I told myself I'd try to give it another fair chance. And then I luck too with like the whole he's always naked and stuff. Like I'm not those gimmicks don't move me. I'm not interested. Bark like a dog. Like oh god, niggas are barking on in at anime cons. That shit is just cringe to me. I don't know. All right. Call it toxic masculinity, call it what you want. That shit makes me fucking sick to my stomach. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Sorry, I missed something about Yaiba earlier. What do you like more about? What do you like more about Kinesu no Yaiba than JJK? Is it the tone? Um, I want to say firstly, both mangas to me, the artwork leaves a lot to be desired, and the anime does a lot of heavy carrying. I think the animation for Yaiba is better and stronger in my opinion. I like the characters more. In Yaiba, and I guess you could say characters that I like didn't die by a certain arc. Um, I like the theme of Yaiba. It's pretty simple, but the I also think Tanjiro was one of the better new shonen main characters. I don't like Emma like that. I don't like Deku like that. I don't like Yuji like that. Who else did I bring up? I hate Denji. I don't remember the girl or the guy's name in Undead Unluck or whatever. Or I do like Mashle, Sakamoto Days and Kaji number 8 by the way. I do like those a lot. But yeah, I really like Tanjiro. Tanjiro's a character that I really have a ton of respect for. I like him a lot. And I tend to not like main characters. So if I like a main character, it does a lot. It does a lot for me to continue with the series. But Yaiba's kind of themes and whatnot just move me a bit more. I'm not saying it's better or worse, but I just like it more. I like Tanjiro. He's my favorite character. Well, Inosuke's my favorite character. So shout out to Board Gang. He's hilarious. And I thought, especially in the anime, it did such a good job of conveying how much more powerful these demons were, especially the upper moons were, and how it takes just about everything just to take one down. Like against Gyutaro and Daki, the number 6 in the red light district. Like, I remember being so fucking moved. Tanjiro's fingers are purple and them bitches are like this. He could barely grip his blade properly. He ran away, fake ran away. Gyutaro, the whole sister dynamic, hit him with the wisteria flower kunai and tried to cut his head off, but it wasn't enough. And then fucking Uzui coming. I completed the score, turned his whole attack into like a music thing, and they started going insane, bro. Holy fuck, they were going crazy. Clank, clank, boom, 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 boom. Whether win, loss, or draw, he knew his days of this were over. Like you could see the desperation, bro. Inosuke's on his deathbed. Zenitsu's on his deathbed. They're gonna cut their heads off at the same time. And even though Uzui's pressuring him, it's literally the Android 18 versus Vegeta problem. It wasn't that Vegeta wasn't stronger or strong enough to beat Android 18. He can't exert that level of physicality against somebody who doesn't get tired. They're running, he's getting get then Tanjiro comes, gets fucking hit in his chin, and he's like, fuck it, puts his sword down. And I'm like, this is insanity. All of this to take out the lowest, the weakest upper moon. Like I felt the desperation. I can't like that moves me. It moves me tremendously when I'm feeling that all throughout my body, and like the animation was crazy. And then the only thing I do not care for in Yaiba, two things. I know it's mostly imagination no Yaiba. There's no electricity and water and fire to that degree. Like very minimal. I know Hinokami Kagura does burn and stuff like that. And I don't care about the demon's sob stories. Oh, I was poor, then I became a demon. Feel bad for me. I don't give a shit about their backstories. Except for Akaza. Akaza's one moved me. I won't lie to you. But when they die and they're going through the sob story about when they were human, I don't give a fuck about that shit. That shit does not move me. But anyways, that's my little soliloquy there. My bad. Oh fuck. Denji's a loser. I like him, but I understand. I mean, maybe there's something I'm missing that happens later on, but I can't. I just can't with him. I just can't. I can't. He reminds me of some of the most pathetic niggas that I know. Undead wasn't moving me. I feel it. Did you watch season 2 Flight Your episodes? No, I watched I watched it with my friends. So we actually watched them together because um we watched the movie Zero, then we watched the first season, second season. So we watched them. I haven't watched like the last like 2 or 3 episodes though. Tanjiro, my nephew, Emma, my niece. I feel it. Kaiju number 8 is fire. I like Kaiju a lot. Sometimes binding vows on yourselves mean nothing if the gap is that huge. Miwa placing a binding vows and never using attack to swing a sword again. After the attack, she swung on Grip Jaku, but him blocking it with a single hand. Okay, fair enough. I guess so. Maybe I misunderstood binding vows then a little bit. I think the most Chainsaw Man characters are either too weird or sometimes have that depressed soul personality. Sometimes anime tubers loves, yeah, but not me. You know me. I have no problem being cheerful, happy, and goofy. Not that those the goofiest series that I like. Like JoJo has its times where it's very somber and melancholic and sad. One Piece as well, I suppose. Not that I'm high on One Piece these days, but um that's more my thing. Being a little bit zany over the top and funny is my thing, but I feel that. I don't know if you agree. If you agree, my take, Nanami has the best death in JJK. You always understood Nanami was tired of the Jujutsu world. The man just wanted to retire. The best death. I'm not mad at that. I would probably argue Gojo's. I know that's contentious. I know it's contentious, but I like Nanami's send off. I it hurt. It hurted, but I understood. And then the whole thing when I can't remember the friend he saw, Habari, the guy from the past that they liked a lot. And he's like, "What did I even come back for?" And you see Eugen, he points, and he's like, "You got it from here. I would like to go to Malaysia." Yeah, it moved me. It moved me. Yaiba, bro, to say Demon Slayer, you ain't big in Tokyo like that. That's just what I call it, bro. That's what I call it. I tend to say Yaiba. Demon Slayer is not like it's like the English translated version that I never really like got into. So it's kind of funny because I used to call Attack on Titan Shingeki no Kyojin. So that's fair enough. All right, Demon Slayer. My bad, bro. Tengen and Gyotaro screaming at each other moved me. Yeah, it was great. You gotta watch Sukuna versus Miki Magaraga. Muzan the weakest part of Yaiba. That's a good point. I think the final conflict of Yaiba was really good with the upper moons. I think the final battle with Muzan is a letdown, and I think he's not a good in the shadows villain. I agree with that. I agree with that. That was weak. But I thought Upper Moon 1, 2, and Akaza they put they made that up for me because Doma was a demon, Akaza was a demon, and that guy who was a loser because his brother was just nicer than him. I like that shit, especially when Thing lost his brother. And he's like, and like because of the character that he is and how thing it is, like you understood the whole time he didn't want his brother to be a part of this because you won't live a long life. You're gonna die. You want you to get married, have a nice family and kids. Let me handle that with my Manechi blood. And when he said, "Oh God, please no, please don't take my brother," bro, I almost teared up. I felt that shit. I teared up. I felt so fucking bad for him because also in some ways he probably felt like his bro baby didn't understand why he was so harsh towards him and tell him to stop doing this shit. So yeah, what's up, Naya? I think you come back to JJK. I never. No, I left. I left. I've been up to date since the death of Gojo. I've been up to date since then though. So but fair. What's up, Omar? Bet everything everything to upper rank was pretty good. Moves on to Bozo. I wanted more from that final fight. That I understand. I agree with that. That was underwhelming. It was underwhelming. Tana definitely be moving me. Unfortunately, most of the moons don't be. Now, my favorite moon is Akaza. The upper moon one makes me laugh because I'm like he really just had a brother complex, and that's the whole reason he became a demon and everything because he could not be nicer than his brother. So it's kind of funny to me because like I think he's a loser for that. But I think you were able to see how pathetic he was. But I like the wind, the stone and wind. Hashira. I used to like Gyu. I used to like Shinobu with Tetsuya Bozo. Inosuke's my guy. I can't believe Zenitsu ended up getting one of the Ross 1v1s. His battle with the guy who basically forced his grandfather to kill himself was incredible and in all color. Like, I don't know. I think there's a lot to like there. I get it's not everyone's cup of tea. I'm not here to sing Yaiba's praises and tell you it's the pinnacle of anything. It's not in my top 30 or anything. It just out of all the newer shown I could think about, that's probably my favorite one, probably along with My Hero. Because I think My Hero, even though I don't really, none of my characters get to do much. I guess All Might in his armor got to do some extra shit and Mirio and whatnot. But there's another series where I don't like a lot of the cast. Like I hate most of My Hero characters. That's my problem. That's like they're good or bad. They don't move me. Like I hate them. They're so fucking uninteresting. I don't even like Shigaraki or All for One. So I really just like All Might and Mirio. Those two moved me so fucking much. Lemillion and Oramaito. Oramaito. You said you can't say Yaiba, but you can't say Yaiba the day you say sorcery fight. It's over. Jujutsu sorcery, bro. I played the guts when Gojo died. My go or the guts theme. Oh, I feel it. Let me talk about that in a second because I want to talk about. I made a video about. Actually, I used to have a couple more Jujutsu Kaisen videos. I did delete most of them. I think one I put on the archive channel because I actually saw the body snatching for Megumi coming at least 2 years ago. But I made a video called Gojo is overpowered done right, and I feel that still holds some water, but or weight. But anyways, inflatable 2-man arm swinging. Tokito, my son, fought till the end. Your hatred for the upper one of his brothers makes me laugh every time, bro. Because I know I've been on that. My brother's a fucking hater. Like he like this because I'm more athletic than him. I'm better. I'm bigger. I'm taller. I'm nicer. I'm sexier. I'm make more money. I'm cooler. And he's a fucking hater. So I understand being on that side of the fence. I'm like this is probably how my brother feels. He's seething at his little bro for just being naturally a little bit more gifted or talented than him. Like I had an emotional reaction like you're a fucking loser. Oh my god, you became a demon and you still can't beat him. If Muzan couldn't beat him, what do you think he was? 80 years old, he would have packed you niggas up too, bro. Fuck, he's so fucking nice. Shout out to the sun, baby. Praise the sun. Praise the sun. Gordo's death made him appreciate JJK. He just like yeah, Jay. No, not no. Miwa gonna be a TikTok demon for rest for her for oh no, after that binding vow, Gojo gone, time for Indra to get his blindfold back. When Toto comes back, he's definitely hitting the speech throughout the heaven and earth. I alone clap the cheeks. Endeavor is good. Oh, Endeavor is good too. You're right. I like Endeavor. Best dad. Best dad. Best dad. Forgot about that. Endeavor is dope. I used to like Dabi. I like Dabi's reveal. That was good. My hero art is so nice. I don't even read the words anymore. Ha! I respect it. The last chapter I actually read was the one with Bakugo being like put down, so to speak. I just kind of read it through the TL because I have some My Hero fans in my TL, so I kind of just vicariously get the information through them. Shonen I'm still enjoying a lot is Four Nights of the Apocalypse. I think it's one of the best shonen in the manga sequels. I have heard really good things about it. Griever and Grim and I are thinking about kind of restarting a facsimile of the Boris Hat podcast like we used to do back in the day for the Natsu no Taizai, which I think was a very good manga until the Esterosa reveal, all things considered. I think it fell off a cliff after that. I got some moments with my favorite character Zeldris, Big Dig Zeldris, but Ominous Nebula, but I hope that he could I hope Nabata, I hope he can keep he can not lose his momentum with this one. I'm gonna read it at some point. I am gonna read it. So I don't even know what Shadow's House is. What's that? Is that the Fresh Cup of Hatred manga? Is it that one? Because I don't read manga that early ever. What's Shadow House? Never heard of it. Shout out to Kamo for knowing when he's irrelevant to quit and not ending up like Nobora. He said, "All right, I'm out." He said, "Oh, the Promised Neverland done right." Oh, let me screenshot this. Okay. I sometimes hating on the Promised Neverland because I don't remember enough of it to be like, was it really bad or did it just not do what or did I just stop caring on a personal level? Because I stopped caring before the famous Emma line. Now did the Emma line move me? No, I'm not trying to hear that. But I stopped caring before that. It's like with me with like Danganronpa, right? If anyone cares, plug your ears for like a minute. I was already losing interest before V3 came out. And even though V3's ending did something I really probably don't like, I was already mentally checked out by the fourth chapter of V3 of Danganronpa. I thought the animes were fucking garbage. The hope and despair size, and they retconned what made Enoshima Junko so fucking awesome. They it was supposed to be her evil charisma and her just literally convincing people and goddamn just getting them to vibe with her Zetsubo with her despair, and then it turned into a hypnosis. Like they fucked it up completely. So I was already upset at it, and I liked some of the other medias. The Danganronpa Zero was dope. The light novel, the one of the mangas was okay. It was solid. The first three games, amazing trilogy. Happy Havoc, Goodbye Despair, Alter Despair Girls, Chef's Kiss. After that, Danganronpa stops meaning anything to me. Kingdom Hearts is the same thing. Yes, I didn't like three. Yes, three didn't move me, but I saw the fissures before three came out. Then when I played three, I said, "Oh yeah, I'm fucking done with this shit. It's fucking garbage." And stay tuned next year because I'm probably gonna do a video essay on the downfall of Kingdom Hearts because I'm tired of us pretending that shit's good. I don't care if you like it, gameplay aside, whatever, do your thing. But what we're going to do is stop pretending the story makes any fucking semblance of sense. It's ass. Tetsuya Nomura cannot fucking write. He's garbage. He's a great character designer. Maybe his other skills. Maybe he got a 10-inch dick. I don't know. But writing is not his skill. Put the pen down. Give it to somebody that's competent. TBN got really bad after Yugo. Yeah, I feel it. The fight between Kenjaku and Tabaka might be a top three fight. I see. You're kind of in my camp. Like I was very intrigued by that. Am I gonna stream the Game Awards tomorrow? Do you want me to stream the game? Y'all want me to stream the Game Awards tomorrow? If y'all really want me to, I'll play ball. I mean, I was just gonna watch it on Discord with some people and play video games. I suppose I can. I'll let you guys decide that. We ignore the Danganronpa anime. Unfortunately, I can't. Shadow's House is an inferior version of of Netflix's One Piece. I never watched One Piece on Netflix, so I don't know what that is. Mind control phone is trash. Trust me. Oh damn! Didn't know you did the Not to Ties podcast. I didn't do one. I was on one. His name is Grim with three M's. Grim Reaper. Um, it was me, him, Kishin Prime, Manga Fairy. Sometimes was there, and what was his other boy's name? He had another boy that would come, but I can't remember. But yeah, I liked it. Like yes, stream it. Game Awards. Yes. Sundown. Yes, Sundown. Sundown. I think I think you stopped caring because you've seen this type of story. By the time it came out, Attack on Titan was booming. Conan Bird Iron Fortress was out. Mage Runner was done. God Eater games were done, etc. There's that too. Sometimes like if I've experienced a certain type of story too much and you're not doing it better than my favorite version of that story, or you're not doing something at least interesting with it, it might not move me. That's fair to some degree, but I try to be fair and take things case by case. Like even if it's like a generic story where I don't think you did anything meaningful, but I think you've done everything at the highest level. Like let's say you shoot a step back three, you get a good fadeaway, and you got a good layup package, but they're like regular layups, but it gets the job done. I'm not gonna hate on you for that. It gets the job done. Just because you're not doing fucking step back, beat 360, I don't know, hook shot from a new move. I'm gonna respect it for innovation if you're trying, whether it goes in or not. But sometimes if you just execute something basic at a high level, I'll give you your credit. It might not particularly make me pop, but I'll be like, hey, all things considered, characters are solid, writing is solid, story is solid, nothing to complain about. It just wasn't very imaginative, if that makes sense. I'm gonna be watching that when I play on my Steam Deck. But what if I want to play on my Steam Deck? I can't do that. All right, we'll see. What time? What time? Wait, what time of the stream? What other Game Awards? What time is it at? You should definitely check it out. It's based on mildly Japanese popular comics. Like, you talking about Shadow House? Someone told me to watch something called Blue Eyed Samurai. Y'all know what that is? What's Blue Eyed Samurai? Someone told me I would really fuck with it, and I would really like the animation or some shit like that. But I don't know. I don't know what that is. I never heard of it. Okay, never mind. Did I fuck the name up? I think it was called the Samurai Blue Eyes or something like that. Oh, it's on Netflix. Okay, I thought I fucked up. How do you think they're gonna beat Sukuna? Even Gojo couldn't do it. It's gonna be Yuji. I don't know how he's gonna do it, but it's gonna be so poetic when the one person Sukuna had not respected is going to be the one that at least lands the finishing blow on him. I believe. I'm not sure how or why. I don't know if it's gonna be his curse technique. Is he gonna learn dismantle and cleave? Is he gonna eat something crazy? I don't know. But I don't think I think Higuruma's trial is not gonna work. I think Sukuna's gonna find a way to circumvent it, or I don't know. Like what if they try to what if it's forced to? I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know. It's hard to say. Blue Eye Samurai is a Netflix anime. Never watched Netflix, I believe. Is it good? Oh well. I guess everyone. I guess you guys know what it is. Has anyone here watched it? All right, let me talk about the Gojo Sukuna fight, by the way, too. I never got my chance to give my 2 cents on it. Um, A, it's pretty long, right? I want to say it's at least 16 chapters in terms of length, something like that. If you count the sneak attack with the incantation, the 200% mixed in with the aftermath chapter when he got dissected in two, I think it was pretty long. And I think if you're gonna do a battle of the strongest like that, that's good for the fans and whatnot. So that was well done. And the fact that they were doing things that no other sorcerer can do, I think was dope. Um, Remind me of one thing if you guys if we know this for sure. Can Sukuna still use the Ten Shadows now that he's reincarnated himself, or has he lost that curse technique now that he's reincarnated properly and Megumi's body is gone? Like, could he still summon Maharaga right now? Or is that over and done with? Or we don't know for sure yet. Because he has that black box shit where like he pulled out a flame even harder than Jogo's flame, the volcano dude, and cooked him. So I'm wondering if that's like could he black box 10 shadows and summon Magaraga or something like that. I don't know. I'm just speculating. I'm not sure. It's like 12 chapters. Okay, hasn't been confirmed. We don't know for sure, but he should be able to. We don't know for sure. We know Gojo killed Magaraga. But can't you just resummon? You can't kill it forever because you could summon it again, right? Or you mean you can't do it again for the day? Maybe. I don't think Magaraga counts as part of the 10 shadows. It doesn't. I thought that was the most powerful techniques of the 10 shadows. Maybe I misread that. Maharaga adapting to the Constitution. We don't know yet, but if he can, Enichigami Gojo killed is gone. Okay. Oh, okay. Fair enough. We don't even know for sure if he could. Magaraga is gone because Kojo took it out. It does count. You can destroy the 10 channels permanently. I didn't know that. The 10 channels can be killed. Wow, I didn't know that. Hold on. That's crazy. Mago. Well, it says here it's the most uncontrollable Shikigami of the 10 shadows technique, so I think it's still related, but okay. But did Sakura not kill it before too? When he used cleave and the burning arrow on it in Shibuya? Or are you saying because I don't remember Gojo's hollow purple on it or merge blue and red on it because it breaks you down the atomic and molecular level, it's different? Wasn't tamed yet. Okay. So maybe I missed. Okay. Anyways, but I thought it was a good fight, all things considered, though. Sakuna killed it, but it wasn't tamed. Okay. Interesting. Good to know. But fuck was I gonna say? Yes. Only tamed Shikigami count when they get killed. Okay, thank you. I didn't. I missed that. Sukuna wasn't a part of the ritual, so it survived. If I remember correctly. Oh, there was that too. He did something to trap the luck guy with the hand sword, the whatever he was. Sukuna wasn't a part. Okay, good fight. I liked it. The battle of the strongest. I would say in terms of hype, ability, them doing things that were impossible, the seesaw back and forth, whatever. Um, I thought it was well done. I'm not. I don't know if it didn't like blow me out the water. I don't even think it's the best fight in JJK personally. Personally, I like every Mojito kind of fight more. Mojito, especially versus Yuji in round one, where he first ends up using domain expansion when he killed his friend, the Junpei guy, the loser guy whose mom died. Shout out to the mom though. She didn't deserve that, but he's a fucking bum. Didn't feel bad. Didn't feel bad for him. Um, and then Mojito versus Yuji round two, when especially when Toto comes, I like that fight a lot. I actually think Hikari versus Kashima was awesome. I really like that fight a lot too. Then I'd probably put Gojo versus Sukuna, but I do think as a fight between the strongest and building that up, I think it delivers. After that, I might go with this Tabata and Grip Jaku fight, but so my understanding is the most contentious part of this fight is how it ended and how he did it. He just showed Gojo in like the dead realm with everyone else, and then you saw him cut in half. Did that bother anybody in chat before I continue? Let me see. So, my only problem with the fight is the dialogue was ass. Sometimes I wish less shit talk to each other. I definitely can say I don't remember too much of their back and forth verbally. I remember the peanut gallery talking a lot, but I don't remember too much back and forth. You're a fresh fish, but a fish nonetheless. Oh, they're putting this on YouTube or whatever. Like I don't remember them talking too much, but um, I think that's a fair criticism. Not gonna lie, the 10 shot technique is kind of overrated because Magaraga is the best thing about it. Unless you're Sukuna, you can't really use it. I I feel that way, Omar, but I thought it was a bad take, so I've never shared it. Where I'm like, I would absolutely prefer every version of my life to be born with the limitless and the 6 eyes. I would never pick this piece of shit fucking 10 treasures bullshit. I don't want this. It's ass. That's just me though. Savi was Sukuna pushing the fact that he's a cursed object or a weapon. Yuji willingly eating the second finger makes him responsible for all the deaths he caused or something along those lines to push back the trial. There's that. I've seen someone say something like, "What if the Shikigami has to use like Heian era or old era types of rules and legality?" So because he's not from this time period, you have to judge him by the standards of the time period he's in. What if Sukuna is secretly a really good lawyer and he just talks his way out of it and he's actually better than Higuruma? So I really am super intrigued to see how it all plays out. I really love this. When they were both coming down, I was like, oh, I like this. Let's see how it goes. And Higuruma is a pretty new sorcerer, all things considered. So shout out to him, man. I was mad at first, but mellowed out after a few days. Technical standpoint, it's the best fight. Emotionally, it's not the best for me. It's top one. Okay, I understand that. That makes sense. R.I.P. School shooter. He is a school shooter energy, bro. It didn't bother me too much. I think it's because I got spoiled. Okay, that's fair. I think the way the translation, I think the way the transition between Gojo's victory and death is like that to show what Gojo likely expected. He probably didn't even see it coming. I got that from it too. Didn't bother me. My problem is Gojo saying he couldn't even win against Sukuna without the 10 shadows made the discourse even worse. Okay. That I remember that being such a. We'll talk about that. I think the most anticipated fight should have been a clear conclusion, in my opinion. So just seeing it on screen fully. Okay. Did anyone feel better when you saw the slash that can cut the world itself, bisect the world, the slash that transcends space when he uses it against Kashimo? So at least you know what it looks like. Did that do anything for anybody in chat? Just out of curiosity. I wasn't bothered by it personally, but when the peanut gallery started glazing Gojo saying he was the winner, I knew that chapter would be a switch up. Yeah, I feel that. What bothered me is Gojo saying that Sukuna saying he would have lost even if Kenjaku didn't have Magaraga, which is cap, because its ability hard carries Sukuna, and it's the main reason he was able to kill Gojo. Is my opinion. Okay, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. It's so funny because I feel like we were in a similar situation with the loose like and Urek stuff, or Mazino stuff. But let me with like who is a reliable narrator here? Per my observation, from what I observed and what I saw, Gojo saying he couldn't win even if he didn't have the 10 shadows to me is capped from this standpoint. You guys are totally right. Maharaga gave him a dismantle and or cleave that transcends space. All of us transcend space time because I wouldn't say that Gojo has dominion over time, but he does over space. So that's hard to not see. Like, what does the actual manga itself show you? He was counting on Magaraga to find a way that he could cut through the limitless. The rationalization I'm willing to give for Akutami is I think he just meant that in general, Sukuna was stronger than him. So maybe even without the 10 shadows, eventually Gojo would have lost from that standpoint, where it's like he has more experience, he comes from the better era, he has more curse techniques, black box type shit. His output is higher, his cursed energy reserve is higher, like all of those things. I think he was just admitting that on the tier, Sukuna was stronger than him. But I don't think Sukuna beat him like without Maharaga. I don't know how I was getting to the limitless. So I'm with you on that. I don't know. Maybe I'm rash. Maybe I'm looking too into that. I'm giving him too much credit. But that's the only other thing that I can think. I think he won because of Maharaga. That's my opinion. Absolutely. Now, did it bother me not seeing the last slash? I thought it was an interesting choice. But once I saw it against Kashimo, I'm like, oh, I know what it looks like now at least. And like Omar said earlier, I think the idea was supposed to be like, oh, he did it, he won, and Gojo's like, oh my, I did it, I beat him. And what the slash came at him either so fast or so unpredictably, he didn't even have time to react. He just woke up, bleh. Oh wow, I got fucking cooked. That's crazy. But I'm a pause there on my first lap because I actually really like the afterlife purgatory scene, and we'll talk about it. And then I want to talk about why I believe Gojo is overpowered, done correctly in a series. That's what you guys are saying. If Figueroa can lend the execution sword to others, I need Maki to walk into the domain and start dual wielding that shit. Not happening though. Unfortunately, I think you'd have to open the domain up because if I remember correctly, Higuruma's domain has a no violence rule. The only way to bypass Infinity was domain amplification or win the domain battle. So Gojo saying he might lose against Sukuna without 10 channels make Gege saying there's another way to bypass Infinity, while there are only two ways that Sukuna needed Maharaga in the first place. Sukuna himself said he needed Maharaga. He was the blueprint stated by Sukuna. That's true. That's fair. I'm not mad at that. Again, the explanation I offered isn't really a me being like this is what he meant. It's me rationalizing. I still think Maharaga was the deciding factor there. Maybe it's because he lost, he felt he would have lost anyways. I'm not sure. My thing with the Gojo losing to Sukuna is that I believe Sukuna is from the in his Heian form wouldn't lose the domain battle against a single time against Gojo. That's why I see it at least. Okay. So if but he didn't reincarnate because he needed a way to heal himself other than reverse curse technique in case he tried to jump him. So I get it. Sukuna fans use the argument he has four arms and his weapons, but that's not a good argument. Goto showed he was a way better in hand-to-hand combat, so four arms don't matter. We don't know if his weapons can bypass infinity. The Triton and the thing that Urame brought through the ice, right? I suppose we'll be able to understand that more when we see more. I think Sukuna fans saying that now was disingenuous because we don't know the limitations and the true abilities of those curse tools. I think we need to see them first, and then maybe we can retroactively talk about it. I think it's mad funny that Gege sneaked Tojo into the Gojo afterlife. He was there in the back chilling. That was funny. I don't think I mind the outcome, but I don't like how people said that Gojo had no chance or that Sukuna never felt pressed the entire fight. No, it didn't it say for the first time in his life he felt like tension or the tension of a battle. And he ended up saying, "Yo, you did well. I'll never forget your name." Like he gave him his credit. The form argument I've seen is that he can fight, chant, and sign mid combat with a curse tool in his back pocket. Yeah, I do think like his belly has a mouth and he has multiple mouths, so he won't get tired from incantations. Fighting like somebody with four hands instead of two is more difficult, and I don't know if him having more eyes makes things easier for him to see and or whatnot. So I don't know because I'm of the opinion Heian form Sukuna completely dwarfs in power him and Megumi's body. And my understanding is Sukuna is still missing a finger. So he's not at full power? I know he ate some bullshit to like make up some facsimile of what he was missing, but he technically has 19 fingers. I'm remembering that correctly, right? Am I right about that? I just want to make sure I'm not misremembering that. This shit is delicious. Okay. Bet. Okay. Curse tools. I mean, lethal since in the domain, the curse tools abilities would have been share hits as well. I just don't see how Gojo's winning if Sukuna transformed against Gojo plus curse tools. He made up for the other thing he ate. I don't think it would make it that big difference, honestly. You are correct, sir. Okay. Look at me remembering shit. All right, now, when Gojo died, I think what Akutami was trying to show is how much people didn't truly understand him. Because I would argue, especially since Geto's death, he was tired of carrying the whole world of of Jujutsu sorcery on his back, which is why he wanted people like Hikari, Yuta, and Yuji to at least become equals with him. It looked to me like he was really trying to properly build up that next generation to be able to handle things that he usually would do on his own or even get help from them and not feel like they're holding him back. Like he was trying to really make that next generation tough and good enough and maybe just up the general what you call it, the general overall level of Jujutsu sorcerers. But because of the way he acts, how he goes about things, and still does things in his very own Gojo way, nobody else understood that. That's why those guys in the afterlife made those comments. They never understood that about him. because sometimes when you're the strongest like that and you're that much better than people, people try to understand you, but they never really can because they don't understand somebody at that level of talent or whatever. It's kind of like a regular athlete trying to understand somebody like Cristiano Ronaldo or like a LeBron or Tom Brady. They're hard to get with the things they've done, the things they've achieved, the powers that they have. I say powers, but you know what I mean. Like athleticism that they have, it's hard to get them. And sometimes if you're not really good at ingratiating yourself with other people, or at the very least, it's very least if you didn't like with Gojo is different because he was born so special too, right? Maybe Sukuna as well. I know he was born unwanted, but like somebody who works their way up to that level could still probably understand people because you were once at the bottom, but you fought your way to the top. If you're kind of born at the top, isolated, protected, maybe go through one hardship and then you're at the pinnacle again forever, it's hard for you to understand other people who struggle, work hard every day for the little that they have. You feel what I'm saying? And I thought he did a good job showcasing that people like Nanami and others never really got what he was about, but he was really trying to build up this next generation to be on par with him. Am I off? You're correct, sir. The airport scene was beautiful. I cry when he's talking about giving his true feelings. Yeah, the mummy head filled remained the 1/20th of his soul, so he's basically complete to my knowledge. Okay. Felt bad for Gojo's afterlife scene. You make a flower bloom, but you can't ask him to understand you. Tiger was something like that in the interview, speaking about him and his dad. Yeah. All right. So okay. Just want to make sure that I was right about that. Now here's why I really like. Um, I think me reading a lot of webtoons because I think Korea's especially. Remember, webtoons are not just Korean webtoons. Webtoons come from all over the world, not just web comics, if you will, web graphic novels. It gave me a bit of a disdain and distaste for overpowered characters because I think Korea loves power fantasies, and I've always made the extra like additive argument that it's so ingrained in their culture or at least their fiction. It it's even in smutwa or pornhua where the main characters Mr. Bitches. Oh, I touch you and the pheromones make you want to suck my like they be broken in smutwa, bro. Love parameter. I can pick the best option so the girl's gonna like me the most. The guy from Brawl and Go was Inuk. Then something happened. You get the biggest, longest, thickest, meatiest of meats. Like they be broken, they be broken there too. I'm talking your Raziel D Estrama, the Cadis Estrama. Wow, what's Raziel's full name? I totally forgot that shit. I used to know it. Hold on, from Noblesse. What's his full name? Cadis Cadis Estrama de Raziel, right? Hib. In a lot of ways, Big Ethan from Lucky Koi Syndicate, Gosu, my guy Shinjin Winwoo, whatever his name is from Solo Leveling, fucking 25th Bam. In her own, even though her world is crazy, but in her own right, at least as far as the pure blood goes, Lee's, Girls of the Wild that we throwing hands. John from Unordinary could copy any ability, fade anybody pretty much. Like they like power fantasies. Ding from God of High School, he's fucking Monkey King reincarnated or whatever. Like they're OD powerful. So I got a distaste for it where it's like, I always prefer to see the character who's either middling or underneath the average. And he has to through blood, sweat, and tears, tenacity, grit, outworking other people, failing over and over. He gets to that level. Like on a lesser level, you could say Rock Lee's that. I can't use ninjutsu. I can't use genjutsu. So I'm gonna just train my taijutsu so I can be on par with other ninjas. Never really panned out the way we may have liked, but whatever. Uro-chan's not Korean. You're right though, but you're right though. She's not. I think she's Chinese American or something like that, but you're right. But my point is a lot of those webtoons that I experienced and read, but especially the ones from Korea, The Gamer is another one, The Gamer. Um damn, I can't think of a lot, but they like that shit to be overpowered. Somebody click what you just said. CBL. No, well, she's not. No, I don't think she's from Korea. I think she's American. Vietnamese. I'm sorry. There you go. But I think she's American though. But yeah, Gojo. I think they did it right with this series. Because what was super cool, the gamer does think. Dice is another one I would argue too. By the way, Gojo is overpowered done right to me, done correctly. Because what I found truly fascinating is that the power vacuum that he created, that Sukuna was kind of building up in Yuji now, but he was so powerful, you really couldn't do anything. Like anybody who wanted to do anything remotely evil had to worry about what if Satoru Gojo comes? What do we do with Sat? Like, you have to plan around him. You have to find a way to not deal with him, exclude him from a curtain, hope that he's busy fighting in Africa so you can do some dirt over here in Shibuya. Like, I like that. The meticulous planning that these guys constantly had to do was to literally work around his power. You have these disaster curses and a 1,000-year-old sorcerer from whatever era who's accumulated years of jujutsu knowledge and whatnot, and probably and lost to the six eyes limitless before, saying we have to seal him in the I forgot what it was called, the heaven gates. I can't remember what it's called, but you have to seal him. Like they had to constantly plan around him. That shit's awesome. I really think that was really telling for him. Grip Jaku, yeah. I have nothing but hatred for the gamer. It's like that's why I like the Shibuya incident. They did all that shit just to seal him. All of that, just prison realm. There we go. When it comes to Naruto, I do like the line Neji says where he's asked Naruto if he thought anyone could be Hokage if they worked hard enough. Yeah. I mean, I still think Naruto betrays its theme of hard work, but it is what it is. That's a story for another day. Because Naruto was always special from birth. But yeah, um, Prison Realm's the last thing I said. Prison Realm, yeah. So I like that. And then again, that entire day, the entire plan was just a final to get him sealed, and it you could argue it almost didn't work. And him being in Geto's body was the final nail in the coffin. And that wasn't a strength related thing. That was an emotional related thing to make a minute in his own mind pass because no one could hold him for a minute. I love that. And he even still put some fucking fear in him. And when he escaped, if Sukuna wasn't in Megumi's body, he would have fucking died right then and there. Like they handled him so well, in my opinion. So I really like that. I think give credit where credit is due. Um, Akutame Gegurino has done some good stuff with this series. I do think I really believe that. What's your guys' opinion on Hikari? Hikari is the one character I have a hard time knowing how like I want to like him. I actually like um Restless Gambler or Idle Death Gamble the ability, but I feel like if he doesn't have a decent curse technique, it's kind of useless because he can't spam immortality and I think he needs a safer way to be able to get his immortality chains. I want to like him a lot more. The rough core saw like curse energy is pretty cool as well. But yeah, just wanted you guys' kind of thoughts on him. Like y'all like him, y'all not rocking with him. Sukuna would have gotten bodied if he was still in Yuji's body. Yeah, he would have actually. Yes. But I don't think that he could take control in Yuji's body. The most he can do is the what does he say again? Enchain. And I wonder if because Yuji agreed to the enchain binding vow, if the judge or Sukuna could use that against him, even if he doesn't remember. I wonder. I just thought about that. Chaku at Sukuna babysitting him for a month, bro, was shook. Extremely indifferent. He's cool, but I wish they kept his pre-reveal design. Yeah, I thought he was like black. Looked like he had like little dreads at the top and shit. I like his domain expansion. I just feel like I saw him make the train doors against Yuji when he first met him, but it's like I think he needs a decent curse technique, I suppose, and chain for 1 minute control. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, um, I like that girl's ability who could like bend the sky or Oro. That was pretty cool. I don't like Granite Blast. He was lame to me. I like his pompadour though. Shout out to his pompadour. That was clean. And I don't know, man. Utah don't move me personally. I'm not a Utah guy. Y'all like Utah? I don't know. I don't like him. Um, but he's strong. He's strong. His curse output, him and Rika copy mimicry. It's cool, but not a Utah guy. Not a Utah guy. So Sukuna can't use that because the only reason he came out was because of Gojo and get those girls. Hmm. Imagine if his curse tech is just to snatch things anywhere in contrast to cut things. He the second to Gojo. So you like Yuta? That's fine. I'm not telling y'all not to like it. I just this is me. Full body Black Flash. There was a point where I thought that was Yuji's claim to fame. Because I feel like when he needs a Black Flash, he lands a Black Flash. So I thought he was going to be the first person to learn how to do it on command. I don't know why. That's what I thought. What's up? What's up, Stevo? You love Yuta? I don't know. Yuta don't move me. Probably my favorite fight too. If Heian Sukuna lands a Black Flash is over, yo, you gonna feel that punch reverberate through your body, give you a migraine, you gonna puke and die. Yuta greater than Yuta? Shout out to Rika though. Rika Raw. Rika kills me. Rika's kind of funny. But yeah, man. Again, I wish I liked it as much as you guys did, and I cared about it to the level that you guys didn't do. But I just wanted to give you guys a reason why I have my opinion of Jujutsu Kaisen is a lot higher, having paid much more attention and reading it and watching it again. Yes, I'm caught. I'm caught up. I'm caught up. I'm caught up. Basically, long story short, Steve-O, I promised to do a stream talking about why my opinion of the series was higher. Because on my first read, I realized I didn't pay that much attention. So yeah, the clip for the day, great. That would have been raw if Yuji could do it that well. Yeah, but it is what it is. But my favorite Black Flash is Mojito. I like the explanation that the Black Flash doesn't choose who to bless. Yeah, and I think at one point Nanami had landed the most consecutively. It's like it was just luck. But usually they say once you've felt it once and landed it once, and you get a taste for it, you could do it once. Because if I remember correctly, Gojo landed the Black Flash against Sukuna, right? Sukuna, we've never seen land one yet. When he does, and I think it'll happen, that's gonna be fucking scary. Cause he already knows how to do the little brain refresh shit that Gojo secretly taught him. And that stuff kind of gives you a bit of energy back, if I remember correctly, or something along those lines. So it's gonna be scary hours when he lands a Black Flash with four arms like this, four times the return. Hold on. I've been waiting on this. I can't watch the Tower God content still because I want to read it at some point. Oh, it's all good, bro. I appreciate you being here. You guys know for that channel, Tower God's my bread and butter, but you should be good for my Young Paperwork channel with the video essays. This Friday will be me dropping the ride versus the ending. Next Friday will be Dino Ace. The Friday after that is Reborn, and then the first like true new video essay in the style that I want to do will be Avatar: The Last Airbender versus The Legend of Korra. The contrasting comparison. You'll see what I'm really cooking with that channel. So, but I get it. Tower God on that channel is the breadwinner. That's all they care about. As much as I love Kubera. I love the Kubera stands. They don't even show up like that. It's Tower God fans will find me. They will. Even if it's to yell at me and call me an asshole, they'll find me. The sparks for the Black Flash don't choose you to bless. Sukuna got a Black Flash moment in the nasty most. Yep, it's gonna be like when he needs it the most or something. He's gonna land it, and you're gonna be like this. It's gonna be some like Ganondorf the Divine prank. The fucking Triforce of Power shows up when he's being executed. Like it's gonna be a sick joke, but I'm here for it. The reverse technique to cancel fatigue in their minds for nearly unlimited curse energy. Yeah, there we go. Yuji Sukuna Black Flash clashing. Urek is back, so I'm gonna catch up. Yes, sir. He fighting loose lag. I like how the wire recording going. I got Kubera 2 LOL. Yeah, that's a really good series, man. The wire recording, I would say I've recorded like 10 pages worth out of 32. Oh gosh, it's pissing me off. I'll be stuttering and stumbling, and I just lean back in the chair. I look up and be like, what is the reason for me to be alive right now? Why are we even here? Why do we continue to suffer? I'm struggling, bro. I won't lie to you. I'm gonna try to chip away at. That's why I told everybody don't expect that video till like April, because even recording it is whatever. Oh yeah, I'll react to it. Oh shit, I actually almost forgot. Been looking he looked up like Sabo. just, just heard it, bro. Just hurt me, bro. Where did you send it? On Twitter? Oh shoot, I think I have my headphones too for it. Did you send it on Twitter or did you send it to me on Discord? Maybe it's Discord. Ooh, child, things are gonna get nickier. Ooh, child, things. It's a Twitter. You sent it on Twitter on Twix. I'm not reading all that shit. Looking up like Savo. Dun-dun-dun. That's my favorite meme, bro. That shit was so funny. To the music too. Twixer, Twixel Twiddler. Um, yeah, here for it though. I'm gonna sketch zoom out. I don't need a reason. Oh, by the way, I'm still laughing at anime fans for having to watch Goku lose a third time in a row to to Goku. I mean, Goku lost again to the Superman. I just wish they'd give it a rest. This should be so funny. I don't even like Death Battle. There is one Death Battle I told myself I was supposed to watch. I forgot about it. I might watch it, but I'll give them credit though. They come up with decent matchups. I just don't like how they explain stuff. That's why I stopped liking them years ago. Cause they did shit like say Android 17 could absorb energy. I'm like, she's not an energy absorption model. She's I don't know, she has infinite energy. Super super annoying. So money, yeah, they need the views. I need leads versus Asha. Oh, for me, that was hilarious. Why did they even do it? Because I think the last time they did the fight, which was like I want to say like 3 to 4 years ago, Goku did not have Ultra Instinct Omen or Ultra Instinct Mastered. So what usually happens with this ongoing debate is anytime Goku gets a new form, people are like, can he be Superman? Can he be Superman now? Right? So this happened like post Super Saiyan 3, Battle of Gods. Super Saiyan God. Surely he could be Superman now. No. Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue. Surely he could win now. No. Well, now with Ultra Instinct and Ultra Instinct Omen, they're like, okay, well, surely now he can win. That's kind of how they operate. Whether or not it makes sense, whether or not we like it, that's how them niggas think, bro. It is what it is. Mad annoying though. But I didn't even watch it. I'm just happy they lost again, just so I could just laugh at them, be like, "Ha, y'all so fucking annoying." Goku versus Tex. They don't want the Kubera smoke, bro. They don't want that. It's just so funny to me because put put Goku versus Seiya so he can get his ass beat. Keep him in the anime realm. Let them know that he's not even the greatest out of like weekly Shonen Jump, if you will. I think Saint Seiya was in the weekly Shonen Jump back in the day. Let me make sure I was right about that. It might have, was it a different magazine way back in the day? Yes, it was this weekly Shonen Jump. Let them know that out of all the weekly Shonen Jump pro tags, Seiya's is working that man. So yeah. Shit. Motherfuckers think Ultra Instinct will make a difference. I'm number one Goku fan. I don't even like Superman. Never read a single comic, and I know he loses. I wish they'd free Superman, let him fight someone else. With this version of Superman and versus Goku, they included the stuff from Xenogears and Dragon Ball Heroes, and Goku still lost. I want him to kick Century's teeth in. Oh, finally go to the battle of the sun peoples. I feel it. I don't know. I'm over them making him fight I don't care to see Superman fight anybody. Like, just leave him alone. Let him live his life, bro. He's goaded. He is goaded. It's my favorite. It's my guy. Kal-El's my guy. I'm not a Goku guy, so you know, you know. They should do Luffy versus Tom from Tom and Jerry. I guess the Sentry would be good, but I'll give them credit though. They do like usually when I see a death battle upcoming, I see the vision in terms of like I see why you put these two characters together, and I think it makes sense. So yeah, why would you do this? I told you to email this to me. Come on, man. These guys piss me off. I just want Sentry to get beat up. He's a bozo. I feel that the void. God, he's annoying. No, I feel it. I felt that. I felt. I understand that. I felt that he's not him. I hate him. But that's how I feel about the Hulk too. Like I hate the Hulk, bro. The Hulk legitimately makes me upset. When I see him, like, God, I hate this fucking raging lunatic. He doesn't move me ever under any circumstance. So yeah, it is what it is, though. Sorry, guys. I'm just doing something to get my email. You gotta give me a sec. It's important. It's for you guys actually, so it's important. Oh, and for my Tower of God people, if you're in here, watch the new video I put up. You gotta watch that. You gotta watch that. If you're caught up, if you're caught up, if you're caught up. I talked about why Mazzino was made different. So, all right, all right. Anyways, let me watch this. Get some work done. The Goku ain't ready for the Pegasus Ryuseiken. He's not ready, bro. He's not ready. All right, what's the video called? He said it's called Kento Nanami Full Potential by No Operator. Or Broken Ronin. Was it Broken Ronin? You said. Sorry, Broken Ronin. Is that what I'm looking for? You still in the chat, brother? I wonder if you cut. Broken Ronin? Okay, so it's this one right here. 14 minutes? Okay, let's see. YouTube. You'll never get through my ad block. My ad block is too powerful. Okay, let me just grab my headphones so I can actually hear. I'll be right back. I don't know why I took this off like I'm not cold. Hold this shit, boy. It's winter in the six. Have you ever seen snowfall in the six? Fall in the six. All right. Fuck. How long does the video game awards run? Jesus Christ. How about that? All right. I guess we're about to get nutty tomorrow because I'll be unhinged during that. Jeff Kiwi. Ah, shit. All right. I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna switch scenes here. I'm gonna turn this off and then go on my other Blanco thing and then watch it there. Then we'll call it Estedim. You gotta use my. You gotta use my webcam. What's it called? Logitech. Bada boom. Hey, bada bing. Okay. I believe I'm on the right video because this one right here, right now. See what he's cooking. So the video was called "What If Nanami Reached His Full Potential." So I'm guessing if you got a domain expansion and all that shit. Let me know if the volume is good and shit. If it's too low or too high. Should I make myself a little bit smaller? Wait, I'm not even on the screen. Whoops. Yeah, make myself a little bit smaller so I don't take up too much real estate. The video. All right. See what it's cooking.
Characters in Jujutsu Kaisen that could exemplify. There are many characters in Jujutsu Kaisen that could exemplify the idea of wasted potential, as in a series like this, mindset, talent, and circumstance are three of the main factors that can allow someone to reach the heights of their abilities. And when thinking about JJK characters with loads of potential, I bet that Nanami isn't the first character that comes to mind, especially if you're a manga reader and know how
Nah, it comes to mind for me. Volume could be higher. Okay, definitely comes to mind for me. I be thinking about it all the time.
crazy the levels of strength get as the story progresses. But in this video, I will be continuing the full potential series and talk about just how strong Nanami could be by breaking free from the limitations of his own mind. Just as I have with other characters in this same series, today I want to take a look at Nanami's moveset and see what could be done to unleash all of his potential. Now, unlike someone like Geto, Nanami's potential definitely isn't as apparent, nor is his starting strength impressive enough to put him besides the likes of special grade sorcerers. Many people even blatantly think that Nanami couldn't have gotten any stronger, and while I initially agreed with this sentiment, when thinking about the story, the power system, and all of Nanami's flaws as a sorcerer, a trajectory for improvement became something that I could visualize. As a grade 1, it's clear that Nanami's competency as a sorcerer is well above average, and Gojo has enough trust in him to take Yuji under his wing. And while Nanami isn't the
He also didn't he hold the I said this earlier. Didn't he hold the highest record for consecutive black flashes? Like 4 for a time. I think Yuji ended up beating it. I could be wrong, but that's that's like pretty impressive, right?
strongest character in the series by any means, his first fight with Mahito does lend to the idea that he is rather strong. Being able to go toe-to-toe with a special grade like him, even if only temporarily, does speak to his ability. As I'm sure you all know, Nanami's innate curse technique is ratio, which allows him to divide a physical object into 10 segments, and by striking along the 7-to-3 ratio, he can force a weak point and cleave through opponents even if they are stronger and more durable than him in the conventional sense. With his cursed energy manipulation, physical aptitude, and decently powerful technique, Nanami was able to become a respectable grade 1 sorcerer.
Yep, highest record for consecutive black flashes, and I think Goju and Yuji only tied with him, so no one surpassed him. So we still technically even there. Okay, that's interesting. The last thing I was gonna say is, if I remember correctly, because of his overtime binding vow or whatever, isn't he usually only fighting at 80% or 70 to 80% capacity, and then during overtime he's like, I don't know if he's 100 or 120. So like more often than not, he's not even using his full capabilities, only around 80. I don't know if he can turn that off whenever he wants, but I'm just spitballing.
But not much more. This can be attributed in part to the limits of his curse technique and talent. In chapter 12, Gojo actually laid out pretty clearly that a sorcerer's capabilities are made up primarily of
Secretly like how this is edited with like the panels and stuff. And I was thinking of a way how I can edit the Bam versus Lee's video. I might steal some of these techniques.
innate ability, with only a small portion being your own skill and dedication.
I really am Bam, bro. I really am CVL. I just be taking everything, bro. I just put everything in my bag. Oh, I like that. I like that. Yo, I'm really bad, man.
Simply put, this means that a large majority of characters in Jujutsu Kaisen can never become as strong or competent as Gojo, Sukuna, Yuta, Geto, or any other characters that lie beyond the normal conventions of strength. And while the ratio technique certainly doesn't help Nanami with the goal to become an elite sorcerer, more than innate talent, what limited Nanami was his mentality. Much like Megumi in the beginning of the series, Nanami loses out on achieving his true potential because of how poorly optimized his mindset is for sorcery. Gojo and Sukuna, the strongest characters in the verse, have both on numerous occasions mentioned how important it is to have a strong sense of desire and ego to become powerful. Gojo and Sukuna have both literally been referred to as honored ones who stand at the pinnacle of existence in their verse, and both characters have made it clear in discussion with others that it is through that mentality that they became calamities that can destroy everything and everyone around them at a moment's notice. So in order to achieve his full potential, just like I did with Geto in the past, I will be plugging my controller into Nanami and making some changes to the character, with the first being a sharp change in mindset. I'll talk about his technique and the potential for high level sorcery later in this video, but for a more average character like Nanami, a change of mentality is the first step for growth. Rather than be complacent with his rank as grade 1 and lack the resolve to dedicate himself to becoming stronger, this full potential Nanami would be absolutely obsessed with growth and strength in order to protect young Jujutsu sorcerers. Now, this change in mindset is all well and good, and it would prime Nanami to get stronger, but there does need to be some sort of practical way to actually make him a better sorcerer if he wants.
That mindset argument has been made a lot because even I remember Rio, the Granite guy, saying the Yuta, you don't have like the appetite or something like that. He's like, oh no, I want your fucking points, or I kill niggas. That is something that comes up a lot. It is also a conversation that I've been having a lot when I'm having conversations about sports and sports manga and stuff, especially since Blue Lock came out. However, I would say there's always outliers of people who don't care about the craft like that, who can stand at the top solely based off of latent potential and talent and things of that nature, even if they don't fucking care about the craft of the game.
Want to see some real significant growth, and the first thing I'd have him do is learn to cast a simple domain. For a sorcerer of Nanami's caliber, it's very possible that a domain expansion is simply too much to ask of him, and in the event that it is, Nanami still needs to find a way to protect himself from cursed spirits or sorcerers who are able to achieve that peak, and a simple domain is the best way to do this. As the name implies, simple domains are much easier to obtain than full-blown domain expansions. They don't give the statistical and sure hit advantage that a full domain can create. However, even in the simplest of examples, they can allow you to ward off domain expansions and remain physically safe. It's not the most broken ability in the verse by any means, but there are plenty of characters who have shown how useful they can be in a pinch. You also can't really disqualify Nanami from being able to use this technique either, because while he may need a teacher and someone to instruct him, the actual level of sorcerer it takes to acquire this ability is relatively low.
I'm laughing. I'm laughing at like me like hardly remembering Miwa and just seeing her on the screen like 45 times. Go to Telemegami and Yuji himself would swing for a home run.
Low-grade students, characters with no curse technique, and fellow grade 1 level combatants have all shown the capacity to learn this. All that would be required is the drive to go search for someone who knows. Now, one problem that could potentially arise is a lack of knowledge on Nanami's part, although I would argue that
Isn't there another domain that we saw like what was the one the Zenin clan used and the guy with the receipts? Didn't he have a different kind of simple domain? Or am I
he
misremembering that?
should know that Kusakabe is aware of how to use a simple domain. But in the event that he doesn't, I'm sure that a respectable, high-level sorcerer like himself could pull the right strings to find out. And in the absolute worst case scenario, he could ask Gojo directly to point him in the right direction to someone who can teach him. I say worst case scenario because, as you can tell from all of their interactions, Nanami doesn't really rock with Gojo like that. Now, learning simple domain, at least in the most basic form, is just the first step. You see, proficiency with simple domains can get so crazy that they allow sorcerers without innate techniques to become grade 1s. Kusakabe is an amazing example of that, as he is the only character to officially achieve grade 1 status without the assistance of a curse technique, and the only other character to reach that level in an unofficial sense is Yuji, a young sorcerer with enough potential to
Is that true? I didn't even know that. He doesn't have a curse technique. He just uses simple domains to fight. I don't think I knew that. I'm about to put some respect on his name. Simple domains, falling blossom edition, and emotion arrow. That's what it is. Hollow wicker basket are domain counters. Ah, the wicker basket and the falling blossom is what I was talking about. I don't think I knew that. That's
surpass
that's how you, see. That's how I know he really cares about the series. This is how we talk about Tower God. Like I have the knowledge. He has the knowledge still. I respect it.
Gojo
What's up, Abdo?
and one granted a physical body that is much closer to a heavenly restriction than it is to a normal human being. This means that through cursed energy manipulation in simple domains alone, Kusakabe was able to achieve a level of strength that is comparable, if not greater than Nanami's. Imagine you add all of Kusakabe's skill and dedication to the simple domain craft onto the pre-existing abilities of Nanami. With this, you would result in a pretty strong sorcerer and one who would be much more versatile in certain scenarios.
Kusakabe no curse technique and is a grade 1 with strength is said to be on par with Yuji. Is Yuji at a grade 1 still right now? Yeah, I think so. That makes sense. But Yuji's also one of the characters they always say is like one of the physically strongest. Like strongest, strongest. With Maki and Toji, right? Or at least pre-awakened Yuji. Okay.
Sure, this alone might not be quite enough to make him a top tier in the verse, but the many styles of simple domain quick drawing that Kusakabe uses could be very helpful to the overall combat ability of a weapon user like Nanami. Normally, he wouldn't be the kind of guy to ask to train with another sorcerer in this capacity, but if I have the controls, if I'm the one making the decisions, Nanami's doing anything that is absolutely necessary to pick up on the skills that Kusakabe possesses. Now, anime onlys haven't quite seen it yet, but manga readers definitely know why this is such a valuable thing to add to his arsenal, as with just the quick draw and simple domain added to his toolkit, Nanami's offensive and defensive abilities would improve exponentially. And to push him even further into the heights of sorcery, I would have Nanami train his cursed energy manipulation and physical abilities from the ground up. Just like Mei, he would push himself to the absolute limits of the human body and try to go further still, all in the hopes of becoming just a bit stronger. Now, all of the things that I've laid out in this video so far may seem very simple or relatively basic things to add to Nanami's arsenal relative to
Wait, Mei doesn't have a curse technique? What the fuck is that? The crow shit. What is she talking about? Because of that, I've been training since I was young to be effective even without a curse technique. I swear this bitch throws crows that fuck niggas up. That's not a curse technique? Did I not know that?
very simple or relatively basic things to add to Nanami's arsenal relative to other characters I have speculated on in the series, and truth be told,
Like
they
the
are.
Maru.
So far, all I've done for Nanami is improve his physical stats by a decent margin and give him the ability to cast simple domains in various ways, but this alone would completely change his utility as a sorcerer. The character who was at the mercy of cursed spirits the moment a domain expansion was opened would no longer exist. The Nanami that was
I think she was saying she could fight even with her technique restricted in some way. Oh, okay. Damn, I need to study JJK even more. Yeah, she got the girl. She has both. She's maxed out both. No, Mei has a curse technique, but she trained herself physically because she thought the curse technique was useless until she made the suicide curl by branding foul. Okay, thank you. Hold up now. All right.
was caught in Maito's domain expansion would be able to continue fighting with resolve through the use of a simple domain. His ability to fight cursed spirits outside of a domain would also increase, as his hypothetical version of Nanami would be faster, stronger, more durable, and have more moves in his arsenal that he could use than he ever had in the canon. Realistically speaking, this Nanami would go from being the baseline of a grade 1 to one of the stronger sorcerers to officially hold that rank within Jujutsu Society. But is this all that he could do? Well, up to this point in the video, I definitely have been operating within reasonable and conservative parameters for Nanami's potential. When I make these videos, my goal is to really simulate what a character can / could have been if whatever hurdles that were stopping them were removed. So when someone that is more down to earth and meant to represent the more average kind of guy in Jujutsu Kaisen, this genuinely might be where he caps out depending on your perception of him. Unlike in unique cases like Suguru Geto, a high level special grade, Nanami's upper limits don't make themselves as easily known. So I haven't really dived too far off the deep end into speculation on his curse technique, potential domains, RCT, etc, 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 because it is a very real possibility that Nanami wouldn't be able to achieve this even with the right mindset. But what are these videos for if not to really stretch our imagination and have some fun? So in this next segment, let's push this a bit further and discuss what Nanami could do with the benefit of the doubt. Whenever talking about potential, the first thing that pops into the minds of many JJK fans are domain expansions, and that makes sense. Domains are established pretty early on to be the pinnacle of sorcery, and
They give him that 7-3 domain expansion, you know what I'm saying? Nothing but critical hits, bro. That's what we needed, bro. That's what we needed. Okay? I don't know. Something, bro.
as such, it's kind of the end-all be-all in the minds of many fans of the series. In giving access to this same level of ability, I think we could really help him grow and have him access a whole new dimension of strength. A lot of my domain expansion speculations will contain very minor spoilers for the manga, so if you don't want to see that in any capacity, you can skip to this time code. When it comes to giving Nanami a domain expansion, I am much more in favor of giving him a rule-based domain rather than one that is imbued with a sure hit technique. And the reason for this is rather simple. This form of domain aligns with Nanami's character the most in just about every facet. It requires less
This might sound crazy. I prefer domains like that. I like the domains that aren't like sure hit. It's more like like Hakari's, where it just transmutes all the rules of his like jackpot thing, into the mind. I actually prefer those ones. I think they're a little more interesting, obviously, but if I'm being quite honest, Restless Gambler might be my favorite domain. I don't know why. I just like it. It's just so fucked up. Like you're doing all that for 4 minutes. Like I feel like if you did it and it's like you get to be a mortal for like 10 minutes, half an hour, it'd be crazy. Like you're doing that for 4 minutes and 11 seconds. That's not enough time. But obviously the idea is that in a really good day, he can just keep stacking it, and it's gonna reinvigorate him, and he could just keep doing it. But he might have my favorite domain secretly.
less skill, talent, and potential than a sure hit, as Tengen has said, so we aren't straying too far from Nanami's ethos, and it also complements his technique and fighting style a bit more, rather than have him just ratio every character that falls into his domain. As for the name of the domain itself, you could call it something like Golden Ratio. The inside of the domain would be very akin to a massive office space, clearly playing in Nanami's worker aesthetic and technique, and within the domain, the general idea that I've come up with is one that takes quite a bit of inspiration from Akari and his own domain. Inside Golden Ratio, there would be a massive clock ticking, and with every 30 seconds that passes in real time, the hour hand within the domain would tick once, and after 8 domain hours pass, Nanami would be able to tap into double time, the enhanced version of overtime. This essentially means that after 4 minutes, Nanami gets a massive power up. And rather than increase his cursed energy all the way up to 100
I like that way better than what I was talking about. This makes more sense too because it's like his overtime thing. I like that.
20% as the standard overtime amp does. When combining the stat amp from the domain with the boost from double time, his cursed energy levels would shoot all the way up to 200% of their normal capacity, with the combined effect of every part of his opponent's body being considered a weak point. So rather than have to align his blade with any specific joint or ratio or point, the entire body itself is considered weakened for Nanami to strike with his full power. This means in a vacuum he hits harder, but he's also weakening the opponent to make those hits even more devastating. If he's able to trap you within his domain and keep you there for 4 minutes in real time, Nanami's defensive and attacking options reach some ridiculous levels, as he'd be able to reinforce and output some very powerful amounts of cursed energy. Now, if you're familiar with the manga, I'm sure you see the very obvious Hikari inspiration here with the general idea and execution of the rule-based abilities, and even down to the time frame. But I also feel that the name of the domain, added cursed energy based on a time frame, and upgraded ratio technique all do remain somewhere within the realm of being Nanami-like. Double time just being the real-life exaggeration of overtime, giving him a significant boost in cursed energy, makes quite a bit of sense, and golden ratio, I mean, yeah, you could call me a genius for that one, I know. It's certainly not the easiest thing in the world to come up with a viable domain for a technique that is as straightforward and seemingly simple as his, but I do think that I was able to come up with a pretty fun and balanced domain while also giving him a pretty massive advantage in combat. This rule-based risk-reward style of domain balances his talent, his fighting style, and his mindset in a way that I think really works for this very hypothetical what-if version of Nanami. Now, even when being generous to argue for him having a domain expansion, though, I really don't think that the likes of RCT would be something that Nanami would ever get access to. The amount of confirmed characters who have the ability to heal themselves and others is actually lower than those who have domain expansions, and if even Gojo can't use it to its fullest extent, it's safe to say that Nanami never would be able to either. Regardless of this, it's been made pretty clear just how powerful Nanami could have become if he was able to overcome his self-doubt and mental barriers. Even barring the domain expansion, he could rise through the ranks and be an elite-level fighter that would be relevant even in the context of battles in the manga. If you granted him the domain expansion that I mentioned in this video, Nanami would be able to go from one of the weakest grade 1s in the series to arguably one of the strongest, continuously being a relevant force within the series. With his innate technique, dedication to cursed energy manipulation and physical strength, simple domains, quick draw techniques, and rule-based domain expansion, Kento Nanami could have become a real force to be reckoned with. Let me know how strong you think a full potential Nanami could get down in the comment section below, and tell me if you think he had enough potential for a domain expansion. I'm very curious to see if you agree with my assessment.
That was a good video, actually. Well, actually, a very good video. That was a good shit. Give him his props. I like good work. Deserves all the subs that he has. That's a good video. Not the class two. You know me. You guys know how restless I get. Y'all know me. I get restless. I know. I don't got time. I don't got time to sit through all that. I would have done it. I actually would have done it earlier. Oh shit! Hold on. Gotta deactivate this. I would have done it earlier, but I was like, all right, I don't want to fuck up the stream. If that was me by myself, it would have been times 2 from the jump. All right, let's talk a little bit more, and then I'm gonna go edit some stuff for y'all, and then I guess have to prepare myself for tomorrow. So yeah, y'all know me, man. Y'all know I watch how I watch shit. Now I just like with the speed up videos. That's why Sukuna uses the 10 shadows against Gojo while pulling stuff that Megumi never did. When you drop into full potential arc after, hello? Leaving the stream up by the way. I love how you guys be asking me that now. It was that was never it's not that's not a thing that I do. I don't take down streams. It's just the Tower of God and Kubera streams that I do on Monday because Kubera's 4 weeks ahead and I put it on Patreon. And Tower God's 12 weeks ahead, and I put it on Patreon. Every other stream I leave, I don't touch them, and I put them on YouTube, on my archive channel. That's the only thing that I might have to make a post about that. Okay, so wait, so my understanding, I thought I read somewhere that yeah no, we're like 3 months ahead. I thought I read somewhere that you could create your own domain expansion or your own curse technique, or is your curse technique, or I think you might be right though. It might be that your curse technique is given to you or you're kind of born with it, but it's really like a stand. It's how you use it, how you manipulate it, how you interpret it to understand that, and how you bring it into actuality is how it's going to determine how good it is. But it probably somewhat aligns with your personality to some degree. Like, generally speaking, it's going to align with you. I mean, I don't know. I could be off about that, but I was trying to remember that. New running gag for you watchers. You leaving the stream up or not? They do it on YouTube too. Like you're leaving the stream up. Like I've never taken down a YouTube stream. Well, that's not true, I guess, but I don't do that. But yeah, it'll be up though. It'll be up. I don't know if you showed any anime stuff. You might want to take it down. No, leave it. Don't worry about it. All I did was watch one guy's video, and he edited it pretty well. So I think it's under fair use. But again, it's just my Twitch channel, and I'm putting it on the archive channel. It's not like I'm putting it on the main, so it doesn't really matter. I don't really care. So full potential mule love video might go crazy. Hold on. You know I'll do you know I'll find any excuse to make a mule love video. Hold on. Hold on. Yo, I might cook with that one. I might cook with that one. I like that. The full Oda potential over crazy though. I'm done with Oda. I don't talk about him. Fuck One Piece. I deleted like 106 One Piece videos. I deleted like I think every live reaction video that didn't hit at least 1K, I pretty much deleted. I left the other ones for the most part though, but I'm One Piece. I'll talk about it on stream. You could ask me on Twitter. I'm not making any more videos on it for that channel. Yeah, I deleted so many. You know, I deleted so many. There's no longer a One Piece live reaction playlist. It's gone. There's like 4 videos there. I had enough of Oda's bullshit. I had a fuck enough. And I'm fucking up my algorithm for this shit. Nah, I'm done. You love the secret regular of the tower? Yeah, now we talking. A floor-sized blue ore cutting through space and time. The perfect circle. The perfect circle, and because the sphere is so perfect, what was that shit with the perfect sphere? I'm about to copy that shit from JJK. So yeah, but no, just explain real quick for real though. For those of you who are here, the Naya D Hemmings channel is moving forward. It's going to just focus on Tower God, Kubera, and webtoons. So like I might drop on Purple Hyacinths, talk about Noblesse and other stuff there. But that channel moving forward is to keep the algorithm going because it's been growing. It's been doing really well lately. I got like 200 subs over like a month and a half, which has never ever ever happened to me. Even after being in big streams with Bonehead and Brago, I got like 16 in a day maybe at my best, but doing well. And all those videos I've been putting out for the most part, except for the ones that I dropped that are like 12 weeks old, they're all going north of 1K, which is good for my channel. So I want to keep that. I want to keep that simple and keep it on the warpath. They come for Tower God, I'll give you Tower God. I think the videos that I've been making recently have been pretty good. From the streams, especially the edited ones, the one I dropped today, the loose like ones. I've been trying to incorporate more humor and whatever. But if I talk about anything completely off brand, that will be on my Young Paperwork channel. I could show you it right here, right now, if you guys care. Again, I don't. I mostly really care when I start with the fifth video. Oh, someone found it. Shout out to you. I appreciate it. But because again, the first four videos are videos that I'm repurposing. But I'll just put it on screen so you can see it if you guys care for now. But it's really when I drop that avatar video that I'm gonna care the most. But here it is right here, right? So young paperwork. So you guys remember when I was doing the mini essays, right? I decided that I'm putting all of that on this channel. So all of it. So you see the fight scene one? I repurposed it. But the fifth video was the first video that I made with the intention of actually doing what I wanted to do. Whereas with the other ones, I kind of tacked on an intro and outro scene with my film noir stuff. So you'll see. So yeah, the next one will be right of the ending. Then it will be why you need to read and or watch Dino Ace. Then the Reborn one, and then from there we're in completely new territory. Then and my goal is to do 4 videos a month. So 3 mini video essays. They'll probably be 9 to 16 minutes long. Then one long form one. That'll be 30 minutes to an hour on average, I would say. So that's the goal with this channel. If I fall behind, I'm going to prioritize the long video instead of the short video. Townsy is going to help me out just a little bit, so I should be able to get a little bit more done. So just know if you see one video that's edited crazy nice, that wasn't me. It was Townsy. It was Townsy. So yeah, I guess I should drop it in the. I'll drop the link, but yeah, where is? I don't want to keep this on screen. There we go. That's what I'm cooking up, man. I've been writing these scripts, going crazy. So hopefully it'll be a good time. It'll be a good time. Said you can do it, keep pushing. I appreciate it. It's just hard. And like, I just wish I had like more time. I wish I didn't have 3 fucking jobs. Like if I'd like 2 or 1 job, or just if I could do this full time, I know I could put my heart and soul into it. Like I could just go crazy, but it's just literally having to balance life along with it though. But yeah, Naya, better write that season 2 hype. I'm going to. I'm going to. Any news on the detective channel? That's crazy. I just talked about it right here. So yeah, just be patient. It's coming along together well though. I think the best if we do a full reviews for One Piece is better when you have full analysis. I agree with that. Like if I'm doing something like that, I'm gonna do a One Piece video essay, but I'm gonna talk about why pre-time skip is better, and I'm tired of pretending like it's not, and I'm tired of pretending that I'm wrong for having that opinion. Like pre-time skip One Piece is superior to post-time skip One Piece, and I'm not gonna pretend anymore. I think for a long time I wanted to pretend that I didn't believe that, but I have for fucking years. So I will do a Kubera one and Tower God essay too, but that'll all be on that channel. But yeah, just be patient. I'm cooking up, man. I'm cooking up. It's not that it's a hot take. I just feel like a lot of people or One Piece fans pretend it's not true. But I want to talk about literally why. Like I want to prove it with the artistry, the writing, what we built up, the arcs that we love, and even use some people's favorite arcs. They're usually from Marineford, Ennius Lobbies. They're usually arcs like that. It's not usually Wano. Sometimes I hear Dressrosa or like Whole Cake Island. Zoe is the one I've heard the most, being in some people's top one, because Zoe's like my sixth favorite arc. But yeah, so yes, Reborn will come. Trailer reactions, anime breakdowns, specifically the Mule Love episodes. Yeah, I'll do that for sure. That I'm not making that mistake this time to not ride the hype of the anime for Tower of God. But yeah, man, it is what it is. So, but it was fun. This was good. Does that guy have a video of the potential thing, but he does it for Nanami, for Nanami, for Toto? Broken Ronin, whatever his name is, Broken Ronin. Does he have one for Toto Nanami? For Toto Nanami, for Aoi Toto. Because I'd watch that too. I'd watch that. I'd peep that. I would peep that. There's not a single arc in post time skip that put over pre time skip arcs. Even the bad ones ate better than anything in post time skip. The lack of focus and care the Straw Hats gets his characters in post time skip is a major component in my opinion. That's something that I have there for sure. But let me not give away too many tricks of the trade right now. I've seen him do Nobara and Jogo so far. Okay, so I'll wait for that then. One thing about me, I only watch what I care about. But I told you guys, I'm boring on my like. I mean, also to consider, I've actually watched a decent amount of Zelda videos in the last like 2 weeks. While I was editing, I have some Zelda videos in the background when I'm editing, clicking away. But usually, I'm watching boring shit like if you were stranded, here's how you know if something is safe to eat. Andrew, Dr. Andrew Huberman talking with Dr. Jordan B. Peterson, psychology meets neuroscience. Like, I'm a loser. Like, that's the shit that I watch on YouTube. Or like politics. I actually haven't watched any politics or Timcast in a long time, but that's shit I used to be watching. Because I actually need a break from anime and shit sometimes. 'Cause I talk about it for so much, so that like gets me away from it. You know what I'm saying? Would I do a blood on the tracks review? I don't know what that is. You gotta tell me what that is. I mean, I could look it up and stuff, but basically, basically best thing I could say is anything for the Young Paperwork channel is that's a variety channel. That channel is just about doing like, video essays and long form mini essays and video essays. I'm just gonna do it in a kind of film noir style with a film noir theme. So anything's available. I've already recorded and edited the Adventure Time video. I did the Adventure Time video. I have a BoJack Horseman one coming out. I'm talking about why I think BoJack Horseman is good. The Wire, Kubera, Tower God. I'm gonna do a Kingdom Hearts video. Like that's gonna be a very channel. So you might go 2 weeks being like, I don't care about this. Oh, I'm doing Monstrous, Low, some of my favorite comic books. I'm gonna talk about Invincible, Mark Grayson and them boys. Like I'm gonna be cooking with that channel because what I've wanted to really do for a long time is talk about all of my eclectic interests and the things that I love and care about. And as much as I love and appreciate everyone that I've had for the last 5 years for Tower of God, I am a little bit tired of being pigeonholed into specifically. If I don't put a TOG video out, motherfuckers do not care. I have some outliers, like my Crows video, my video about Legend of Hay, my video about Scissor Seven and stuff. There's just a couple outliers, but if it's not really Tower of God or Webtoon related, my channel doesn't really eat like that. So I want to get away from it, but I knew I have to start fresh. You feel me? Him dropping an anime video, an anime death anime the same day was nasty, but it was probably smart. I actually wish I did the Scott Pilgrim video when Scott Pilgrim takes off. I should have done that. Mine's gonna be a little bit late, but I did a Scott Pilgrim video. Why? I recorded it already. I'm actually thinking I'm gonna send that one to Townsy and see how he edits it. So yeah, you made better. You made a better choice, focus on things you like. It's good. Your channel is growing. One Piece wasn't for your channel. It wasn't. It never really was, if I'm being honest. So I only really ate when I had like Brago and Jay there or whatever. For whatever reason, niggas don't care about my One Piece opinion, but some people will pretend that they do. But that all being said, thank y'all for rocking with me today. I guess tomorrow we'll be here for the game show. One Piece fans only like positive videos. Not your fault. That's true. I don't. I'm not afraid to tell Oda he's fucking up if that makes sense. But all right, if you guys want to go chill with Ben Say for a bit, he playing some Apex. You know me, I'm a real raider. I'll be raiding niggas, but I gotta get some work done. Thank you guys for coming. See you tomorrow. Top guy out.